there's players that can play play several hours and they may never reach the top. It's just some players just die.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, so what do we got? We got Ed versus and Frank at the top. So it's top versus bottom. Dan's in the bottom left and Gino's in the bottom right. What do you like more on this map, top or bottom? Like if it's 2v2.
I can tell you I hate top right or top left.
Top left sucks.
Top left really sucks, but I prefer bottom, to be honest.
You prefer bottom? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So if we're playing by Legends rules, then it's all about spots. So Dan and Gino have already won this.
Spots and not making enough miners. That's another thing.
Yeah, so we'll see if they fill in that second checkbox of making enough miners.
Yeah, they definitely would not be making miners out of the War Factory here. I'm sure it's gonna be some quick games.
Well, probably. I mean, top versus bottom, you could definitely sneak in one miner at the start for sure.
It depends the other team's approach too. I mean, if they're gonna rush, then
yeah, but no. But I feel like even if the other team goes zero, if it's top versus bottom, if it's corners or left versus right, then no. The top versus bottom, I always feel like you could sneak in one miner.
I guess depending on your position. Yeah, I guess depending on your position.
Oh shit! That goes zero.
Yeah, alright, so Ed is going zero, rushing in towards Gino's base here at the bottom. Frank made his AFC at Ed's base, and he's sending Rocketeers across the map towards Gino as well. In the meantime, Dan went one miner, and Gino
Ed could have gotten that. Ed could have gotten that Rhino tag for purple with the drone.
Yeah, and
nice defense from Gino.
Yeah, very nice tank control right over there. Frank is helping Ed here with the Rocketeers, though. That's annoying. But Dan is coming in with the Rhinos to help defend. I don't think they're going to get anything done with this rush here. Looks like they're going to defend this really well.
You got a vet Rocketeer.
Yeah, but Frank coming in on the left here. Going to push in. And Gino didn't lose any miners in that engagement, I don't think. So Gino holds on. Frank pushing in here, trying to get a miner.
Gino can defend this with a sentry. There you go.
Yeah. So Dan puts up a sentry gun, gets another Rhino out, easily defended. So
he lost a miner though.
He did lose a miner. Yeah. So where are we holding miner wise? Ed is on.
What is Gino doing?
Gino sending his GIs forward. Nice defensive position.
I think Gino's in a good spot right now. He can defend this.
Yeah, he's moving his MCV to the center as well. Brave move out of Gino there, wants to get those gems. I think Gino and Dan, both of them are in a very, very nice position down in the bottom here. Frank keeping the pressure on. Gonna try and snipe a miner here on the left. We're gonna see if he can get it. Dan moving his miner back and Frank retreating, so Frank not getting any value there. Ed with the Desolators is out.
And the miner count for each team is about the same, so they're pretty even, to be honest.
Yeah, they are pretty even. I mean, Ed is down one miner, right? He's on 4. But Gino, 4 miners. He wants to get those gems really quickly in the center here. Not sure what that engineer is doing down the center there. Nice Desolator out of Ed on the right. Oh, so Gino made a refinery in the center and sold the MCV. Got it.
I think Dan should make Desolators round to defend that where Frank's going in. I guess that cave.
Yeah, Frank trying to get something done here, but I feel like Dan has more than enough, right?
Stream sniping confirmed. Yeah, with Desolators, he can defend that split from Frank.
Yep, yeah, he won't have to worry about the
Dan can go in here and beat Frank right now. He can go in.
Yeah, definitely. Those Rocketeers, they'll keep going left and right and forcing Dan's flak jacks to go in circles. Dan now moving his MCV, so he's going to try and expand here. Ed seems to be holding on, but I feel like Gino has a much stronger and larger army here on the right side.
I think Frank should not do that. Yeah.
Oh, Frank taking the cliff, sniping off a few rhinos and pushing in a little bit. So I feel like Frank did get a few free rhinos there. Gino pushing with the Rocketeers towards Frank's base. Frank has no anti-air, but backing off. Top right parrot drop,
So
dogs are already there.
So Dan has to make something happen right now. The long run or long term, Gino's gonna lose to Ed.
Well, I don't know. Gino's in a very strong position here, but it was a pretty intense engagement here between Dan and Frank. Looks like
That's why I think Gino's going in. He needs to make something happen too. I think Gino will win this with the Rocketeers.
Yeah, Gino pushing in here. Looks like he's winning that engagement. Nice. Turning back around.
And Frank coming into Gino's base with his Rocketeers, he might do some damage here.
If he could snipe that War Factory, remember Gino sold his MCV, so if he could snipe any of these buildings are very crucial. So Gino loses his War Factory, he won't be able to produce any more tanks. If Ed can hold on here just for a little while longer, then he'll eventually out-tank Gino. And he gets the AFC as well, so Gino has no production buildings at all. But as we're talking, Dan is in Frank's base, gonna get this War Factory or not. Backs off, Desolator's coming in to help out. Last power drop from Gino in Frank's base at the top there. Again, if Ed can hold on, eventually he will win Gino, because Gino can't produce anything anymore. So he might have 11k, 13k in the bank, but it doesn't help him. Frank under serious pressure here with that power drop and that push. But it's a matter of time, right? The longer the game goes on, the better it is for Frank and Ed. Dan pushing in here on Frank's miners. Frank has 3 refineries right next to each other. Not sure what that is about. But he's not broke, so I guess he doesn't need to sell them. And Frank cleaning up Dan over here. And all of a sudden, Rocketeer's going in on Ed's base here. Getting out of flag track. Looks like Frank is going to win on the left, and eventually, you know, Ed is going to win on the right as well, because Gino can't produce anything. Wow, I actually thought Gino and Dan were like winning that.
Okay, now blue is helping purple with some money, see? Because he can't produce anything.
Yeah, so that's always nice. If you can't produce anything, get your miners to mine for your ally. So Gino is mining for Dan a bit of money here. Frank pushing into the Rocketeers on the left. Flag check running to defend. Big engagement here between Frank and Dan. Let's see who comes out on top. He loses his radar. Loses a few Rocketeers for that radar. And Gino's Rocketeers helping out here. Doing some serious damage to Frank's Grizzlies. On the right hand side, Gino cannot go in on Ed. And I think Frank and Ed win this at this point, don't you think?
Uh-oh. Why did Frank go in?
I don't know. Frank lost his entire army here. Needs to back off. Is decked up though. We're gonna see what damage these guys can do. Ed continuously broke this entire game.
Oh, Ooh,
and an elite Rhino. This could turn around right here. I thought that Frank and Ed had this easy, but Dan looks like he's dominating on the left-hand side here. Wow. Alright, Ed is going to try and push in here on the right-hand side. We're going to see if Gino can hold him off, or is he going to force Dan to come back to his base. Nice throw on the flag track. Bit of lag. And Ed coming in here. Gino desperately going to try and defend his ally here, but does he have enough to do that? In the meantime, Dan is just going to run through Frank's base. Frank has a prism and a lot of mirages. We're going to see if he can push this. He does have the elite though. I would have liked to see Frank target that elite. In the meantime, Ed coming all the way around the map, coming to Frank's base to try and defend, but Gino with his remaining Grizzlies coming to the left here. Alright, so Dan's army gets cleaned up, but Gino coming in on the left with Rocketeers and with Grizzlies. Ed desperately running to save his ally. Does the lab go down? The lab goes down, sniped by the Rocketeers. His War Factory is about to go down. So Frank elite now, and an elite Grizzly, very nice. So Frank now no War Factory, but Ed all of a sudden with a huge army. Much bigger
Very
than Dan.
nice teamwork for Dan and Gino, huh?
Dan and Gino, yeah, they've been on team like forever. They know how to communicate, they know how to work together. It's always very impressive. I feel like individually Frank and Ed are much stronger, but as a team, Gino and Dan are scary. So Dan in Frank's base here. Rocketeers, a few rhinos. The rhinos go down quickly. Very nice micro there. And if Frank loses his MCV now, he doesn't have a war. Oh, he did make a war factory in Ed's base, so. But he does lose barracks, so no more Rocketeers. No, he does have a second barracks. My bad. Dan pushing in here. Ed, in the meantime, wiping out Gino's last buildings here. Gino's got nothing left practically. And another drone into that elite flag track. That's unfortunate for him.
And Gino's has one sentry or pillbox left.
Yeah, so Gino has one pillbox left. If Ed takes that out, Gino is going to be out of the game. And then Ed could take his full attention and concentrate on Dan here.
Yes.
He's repairing it. That
nice.
Elite Rocket, you're doing work.
He's got it.
Work. And Ed doesn't get it. Oh, that's hilarious. So Gino's still in the game with one Grizzly, one Elite Rocketeer, and two GIs here. That Elite Rocketeer is no joke. He can be a really annoying, harassing unit. He also has an IFV on the left side of the map here. Frank coming in here with 5 Grizzlies. Targeting that pillbox. And Gino's out. Alright, this game is over. Looks like Frank and Ed win this. I don't know, Steve. There were a few moments there, man.
Not
Oh,
yet.
come on. Look what Dan has.
I mean, Dan had NCV still.
GG. Wow, that was intense. Anyway, we're gonna see what Ed a tiny bit slow on his war factory there. And Gino a tiny bit slow on his compared to Frank. Drone comes out.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sure thing, man. Dan comes out with a drone here, and Frank and Ed both put down sentry guns to defend this miner. Miner clicks the drone, and the drone goes down, but costing pillbox and a sentry gun. I'd say that's worth it. You know, losing a drone to force both players to make a defensive structure. Why not? Alright, so Gino coming along across the map with the Rocketeers here, targeting those huts, wants to empty them out.
What about the audio? Please tell
Both players at
me.
the bottom going
Sound.
2 miners. Both players at the
Everything
top
fine?
going 2 miners as well. So 4 miners for all players at the moment. And Gino gonna push in here with these Rocketeers.
Music, game
See if he
sound,
can,
our
get anything
voice,
done here.
volume.
Frank with his own 2 Rocketeers coming in to defend. Frank on 5 miners now. Gino on 5 miners as well. The Soviet players staying on 4, but Ed actually going 5th miner. So Ed has 1 miner more than Dan has. We're gonna see if that comes into play later on. Frank on 6 miners. Gino on 6 miners as well, so the allied players being very greedy here. So Dan does get a 5th miner out, while Ed gets a 6th one out. So again, Ed still 1 miner up. We're gonna see if that comes into play. Frank moving his Rocketeers into position here to deal with this power drop. IFVs coming to counter those Rocketeers, and Dan pushing into Frank's base here. Ed needs to help his ally and defend this. It looks like Dan is going to back off here. And we're getting a defensive power drop from Frank in his base. And Frank is teched up. He has a battle lab. Now,
Half, man.
interesting.
Half.
We're going to see
How's
if that
the
comes
audio,
into
man?
play anywhere. But look at Gino with the naval yard. So I'm expecting a battle lab to come up next after this naval yard. And I want to see an aircraft carrier. Gino trying to push in here at the top. Frank has more than enough to defend. In the center, we're getting a bit of a face-off between Ed and Dan. So Rocketeers coming in. Frank out of position to defend that. And now we see a naval yard come out for Frank. Still no lab out for Gino, but that Aegis cruiser can be very annoying. The Rocketeers attacking this, and Dolphins attacking the Aegis cruiser. So we're going to see if Gino makes destroyers to try and defend this naval yard, or does he just sell it? He makes a destroyer. Starting to take out those dolphins with the Rocketeers and the Destroyer. Frank at the top here, threatening. He might go in. Gino rushing back to defend this little push here. And we're seeing a tiny bit of a naval battle in the center. Ed on 3 war factories, Dan on 3 war factories, Dan on 5 miners, Ed on 7 miners. So the longer the game goes on, the better it is for Ed between the Soviet players here. And these dolphins just wrecking here. Rocketeers coming in to try and make a difference in the naval battle. But and Gino does have a lab out. But I feel like he's gonna lose Navy here before he gets enough dolphins out to make a difference. Those Rocketeers camping in the water, and Ed going in here, pushing at the bottom. What can he get done? Now he backs off. But nice, keeping the pressure on, and at the top, Gino is going to chase Frank out of his base. Frank camping on that bridge. Does Gino really want to go in here? All those mirages. Ooh, so Frank with the superior mirage control there, making Gino lose most of his army at the top. Very unfortunate. In the middle, we have a classic Soviet face-off. Neither player can really do much. Gino lost his naval yard in the center, and at the top, Frank looks like he's winning that battle there. Desolators are out for Ed. Big engagement here from the Soviet players, but Ed with better tank control here, and I think a few more rhinos. Looks like he's gonna win. Gino just quits. It does say GG though. Always can appreciate players that say GG, and Dan quits as well. So the score is 2-0 for Frank and Ed. Wow. That was interesting. I mean, Dan went with a less minor approach, didn't pay off. Frank went with the fast tech approach, and that did pay off. And good teamwork out of both teams here, but the score is 2-0 for Ed and Frank at the moment. That was a good game. That was a very impressive game. So it's up to Gino and Dan to choose the next map. We're going to see what they choose. One of the reasons I love opposite positions in Coldest Peak, because any position you try to expand on, you're moving towards your opponent. Right? There is no place you can expand to that is not towards your opponent. So I always love 2v2s and opposites. What do you think of this build out of Gino, Zhasulan? That war factory placement? In the bottom, yellow. Steve, I don't know about that war factory placement.
Maybe he wants to get his tanks closer to attack, like start attacking.
Maybe. Well, it is opposites. Everyone has gone 0. Gino moving his rhinos. Gino, by the way, switched into Soviet from the previous game where he was allied. Oh, and Ed's drone does not help defend Frank. So Gino coming in here, looking threatening, looking scary. And Dan coming in as well. So Frank's going to be under a lot of pressure here.
What did you say, Snark, about the war factory placement?
Gino's war factory placement in the bottom. What do you think of that?
I guess he put it there because he was gonna rush closer to the hill. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, so far away from the left ore patch, I would have thought he wouldn't expand. But Frank's about to lose his war factory. Frank loses his war factory. Gino and Dan not letting the pressure up here. Both of them heading to Frank. You know, putting some intense pressure, and Ed not there to really support. I mean, Ed tries to go in on Gino, but Gino outtanks him a crazy amount. So Frank is going to be behind here. We're going to see if they can capitalize on that advantage and see what happens. But very, very bad start for Ed and Frank here. Frank looking in a very poor position. So now it looks like Dan and Gino are both going to head over to the other side of the map, to Ed here. We're going to see if Ed can defend this. And what does Frank do in response? He has only 4 Grizzlies. Gino coming in. Yeah, air support, right? So he comes in here with the Rocketeers, but Gino already has a flag track to defend us. And, oh, Frank's about to lose every single one of his Grizzlies, loses all of his Grizzlies on the right side. Dan just all of a sudden turned around there and targeted Frank. Frank does get his war factory back up, but he's in trouble. And Gino also now in Frank's base. So really, we're seeing amazing synchronization here between Dan and Gino. Ed pushing into Dan's base here, but Dan will be able to defend this pretty easily. Unless he has terrible tank control, throwing away those rhinos, and all of a sudden with a huge army, yeah. What was that TC out of Dan? Those rhinos were just spread out, and Ed's army just picked them off. Gino, on the other hand, not really being
Gino
able
needs to go to split to Ed's base to have Ed back up.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And Ed keeps sending these random drones and droning Gino's rhinos here. In the meantime, Dan loses his MCV. It loses his war factory as well. Oh, so Dan is out of this game. He can spam infantry, but he's more or less out of this game. Gino in Ed's base. Let's see if he can return the favor. But Frank is going to head over to Gino's base as well. So let's see what Gino can get done here. This attack from Gino is crucial because Frank is knocking on his front door here. He is spamming drones here. He's about to lose his war factory. And Ed manages to push Gino off. Gino has to retreat. Dan only infantry. And again, he started off so well, but it looks like Frank and Ed are going to be able to win this again. Amazing tank control out of Frank there, running around those GIs, just doing a great job.
Player defeated.
My bad, forgot 1,000 tanks, says Gino. And the score is 3-0 for Ed and Frank. They are looking like a beast.
I feel like Gino could have done better there. Obviously, not forgetting tanks, but he could have. Well, Ed went to Dan's base. He could have split 2 or 3 tanks to Ed's base.
Yeah, I guess so. Like,
it would have helped back up. Ed would have backed up a little bit.
Yep.
What is this stretch from Dan? It's a really bad stretch. Like his refinery is not going to be that close. I don't know
yeah,
if I like that.
I guess because Frank is in the top here, he doesn't want to stretch towards the center gems.
Why not? You definitely want to do that versus the allied player.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. When you're Soviet, the other players allied, you stretch away, you know. Come at me, try it, early game.
Yeah, because that refinery placement, I don't like that refinery placement.
I always put there.
I never put it there. I always put it where the war factory is. So if you do a good stretch, you'll have it a little higher or a little above the war factory. So it's a better placement for the miner to dump.
But they lose time going up.
I guess, but they lose time this way going all around the refinery.
Yes, I
don't know.
Same.
I really don't know. Perhaps someone needs to time it down to the millisecond and give us an answer there. Frank sending his gooses across the map to the top right to attack Gino, so it looks like both Ed and Frank are going to go early pressure on Gino here, and he even doesn't get droned. That's very nice take control out of Frank there. What does Dan do in response? Dan decides to go to Ed in the bottom right in response. Ed does have a drone there to defend, and Frank and Ed both pushing Gino at the top right here. We're going to see what they can get done with this. See how good their teamwork is. Gino coming in here, but a pillbox and a sentry gun both go up. Insta loss of a rhino there. So Dan not being able to push bottom right here, and Ed and Frank pressuring top again. Does he lose a miner here? No, he doesn't. So Gino does manage to save his miner. Very nice micro on the miner there. He clicked it away. And it looks like Ed is going to lose this engagement. Oh, they come out.
Ed was not controlling his tanks there.
Yeah, not the best tank control out of Ed there for sure. He didn't click the weak tanks, which is what we would have liked to see. He will easily be able to defend, but selecting his miners accidentally as well, that's unfortunate. So Dan is on 4 miners, while Ed is only on 3. Gino on 4 as well. But Frank with the sneaky 5 miners. So I guess Frank taking notes out of Legends notebook and making miners.
That's not Legends notebook, that's Woody's notebook.
Yeah, I guess Woody took it out of... Legend took it out of Woody's notebook first. Gino moving his MCB to where? Steve, what is this move out of Gino? What do you think of this move? Do you like it? You think it's a cool, nice, aggressive move, or is it too risky? Alright, no opinion from Steve.
Yeah, he's gonna
Frank.
mass conscripts there.
Frank pushing in here. Oh, alright. So he does have a barracks out front. He has a sentry gun. And Ed is feeling the pressure now. And Gino on 5 miners. So Gino looking like he's in a very strong position. Dan on the other hand, the left-hand side here. Very terrible engagement for Dan. Bad DC. The Rocketeer is doing so much damage.
So Ed sold his MCV.
Ed sold his MCV. He saw Gino's move. He knew he had to make a move quickly. He needs the eco. He's massing conscripts. He
Gino
sees that
should make a radar for would be really good about now.
Yeah, and Frank all of a sudden with the Rocketeers on top of Gino. Gino was not
Oh,
expecting
God.
this.
Oh,
So this is devastating. One of the perks of having an ally. And wow, Ed is just going to steamroll Gino's base here with that amount of conscripts and rhinos, and with that Rocketeer support doing so much damage. Looks like Ed is going to win the right-hand side. I loved Gino's strat, but Frank just came in and ruined it. Dan trying to push in on the left here, but no anti-air. His anti-air was all the way on the other side of the map, so those Rocketeers doing so much damage. And he just lost so many rhinos. Frank, on the other hand, with terrible tank control, blowing away his grizzlies. But still looks like he's going to come out
On the
top
right
here.
side, Gino lost all his miners as fodder for no reason. I mean, and Ed still survived that, and now is up 3 miners to 0.
Yeah, so Ed looking really good on the right-hand side here. Frank pushing in on the left. Can he get a miner here? Miner kill would be very nice for Frank here. He keeps pushing. He keeps pushing. He backs off. Lost a few grizzlies. Not sure that was worth. Frank sold his MCV at some point. I have no idea when.
long time ago.
And he's long distance mining those gems in the center, all the way down in that little crevice there. But can he snipe Gino's War Factory here? Gino does have a flak jack there, but he goes in on the War
Sweet.
Factory. That would be a really nice snipe because Gino does not have an MCV.
Ooh.
Loses a million Rocketeers for it, but Gino cannot produce tanks anymore, so now it's a matter of time. Frank only needs to survive. Looks like that's going to be hard because Dan is pushing here. Frank down to 3 miners. But eventually, Ed will win on the right-hand side here because Gino does not have a War Factory anymore. Can Frank hold the left side here long enough for Ed to beat Gino? That is the question. Hectic battle here. And
What is Dan
but Frank
doing?
Frank tanks to the cliff and just snipes so many rhinos. What was that? Dan, my man. That was pretty bad for Dan.
I think Dan should sell. He needs the money boost right now. He's getting
Oh,
minus-
and as you said that, he literally sells. So yeah, he is on 3 war factories.
I think
Doesn't
Gino
have-
should just hang out. He should just camp there. He
Yeah,
shouldn't go
Gino-
in.
Gino should not be pushing. Gino should try. I mean, he knows that if he doesn't push now, he will lose. But he should count on Dan winning left side, even though that doesn't look likely anytime soon. Frank has many more grizzlies than Dan has. Let's see. Dan coming in here. Snipes a nice grizzly there for free.
What Dan needed to do is sell a war factory and make radar, then sell. Definitely would have been really good right now.
Oh, that's a good point. I agree with you, Steve. Sell War Factory, make radar, then sell MCV. Push in with those desolators would have been really, really nice. Steve, when are we going to see you in these 2v2 show matches?
Yeah,
Eh.
not today.
Yeah, so Ed wins the right side here. And Frank manages to hold on. Now it's a matter of time. Ed streaming across the map towards Dan's base. And Dan quits. Yeah, Steve is way too cool for these 2v2 show matches.
No, it's not that. It's kind of late. I'm probably gonna be heading out soon too. But we'll probably watch another game or two.
Alright, so final game back to heck. Might be final game. I mean, Gino and Dan might win this.
What is it, 5-0 if they lose here?
If they lose here, then it will be 5-0, and yeah, the series will be over. So we got Ed in the top left facing Gino in the top right, and we got Frank in the bottom right. It is corners. Frank in the bottom right facing Dan in bottom left.
You got Frank the tank, bottom right. We should have nicknames for players.
Yep. So, corners again. Chances are usually you go 0 in corner games on Heck. I mean, I guess we're going to be seeing doubling action again. Players are going to try to
Frank probably.
Doubling Frank probably. Let's see.
Yeah, usually they go for the the allied player.
Allied player has a harder time defending early game, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Zhas, can I just confirm? Big Butt wants me to confirm that you're streaming Ed versus BornToDie.
Yeah. Well, then you will be here, right? No matter what.
Yeah. Come on, Ed versus BornToDie, man. In the Armageddon World Championship, you think I'd miss that? Alright, so Gino's gonna push here the top left. Frank? Did Frank go minors? Like, he's got nothing. He's got 4 minors and he's got nothing. Dan should definitely be pushing Frank at the bottom right here fast before that eco advantage comes into play. At the top here, Gino getting massacred. Gino just getting destroyed. Ed looking like a beast.
Oh, I thought Gino went Soviets. I didn't realize he was Allied.
Yeah, Gino switched back to Allied. He's in the top right here, and Ed...
He's not in a good position right now.
No, he is not. Frank looks like he's going to be able to hold on. He did lose
I knew Ed was in the alt.
So Ed alting the War Factory here. And that means that War Factory goes down. So Gino loses the War Factory here. Ed is going to keep harassing his miners. Dog blocked me. Alright, so Ed says, you blocked my War Factory placement at the start. I'm allowed to alt you. So Gino says it's a little bit dirty, it's a little bit different. Gino did not like the alting. Ed feels that if you dog block, then it's fair game. Hilarious, GG, so Ed goes down. Gino goes down in the top right. Ed destroys him. Frank pushing on the bottom left, looking like he's in a very strong position here. And looks like Frank's gonna win bottom, Ed's gonna win top, even if Ed wasn't. Oh, no, I take that back. Dan wins the bottom engagement, but Ed is coming in. So I don't think Dan can hold off Ed and Frank at the same time. Well, Adam in chat saying that alting isn't lame, in his opinion. I guess it's a difference of opinion. Zhas, what do you think of alting? Is alting lame?
No. But Ed did that after getting dog blocked. So he has reason to do it. Yeah, the series is over.
You can't compare it to dog blocks though. Honestly, I'm kind of used to it already, so I don't really give a shit. But back in the day, it was frowned upon.
Yeah, back in the day, it was frowned upon. Right, it's a mechanic of the game. You gotta ask yourself, when the game was developed, did they mean you to go on top of your opponent's building so that you destroy your own building? Was that something that they actually meant to have implemented?
I'm sure they did, because you think about it, in real warfare, obviously this is a game, so we can't really compare it to real warfare, but think about it, if you're in your enemy's base and you're shooting at each other, your buildings are bound to get damaged too, right? So they kind of wanted maybe added that realistic aspect of it. I don't know. So I think they meant it, honestly.
I guess so. Either way, GG's. And last time Gino and Dan won a few games. This time Frank and Ed winning 5-0. I was not expecting that. Frank, again, in my opinion, the #1 commentator.
Emotional.
Well, he's emotional. He also has just a natural voice.
Game knowledge as well.
Well, game knowledge as well, but I was also talking about the one factor that he has naturally, and that's his voice, right? He has this deep movie announcer voice. You know what I mean? I think that's just it's just pleasant to listen to, and yeah, he has game knowledge. He notices things that nobody else notices. But yeah, we're not here to praise Frank. We're here to commentate the game. So Frank in the top left on 4 miners, Gino also on 4 miners in the bottom left, so it looks like Frank and Gino are pretty much parallel, pretty similar positions here. In the top right, we got Steve. Steve did get droned, which is unfortunate.
This thing feels laggy.
Feels laggy, huh?
Yeah, well, for me it does.
Well, yeah, I see tiny little lag spikes, nothing major, but yeah. Alright, so looks like Steve is heading across the center. He's going to try and head towards Gino, maybe get something done here, and Dan is going to move into position to defend against that. So Dan does have 1 miner more than Steve. We're going to see if that comes into play later on. And not sure what that lull of Ed was about, but Gino on 7 miners. What do you think of that, Zhas? 7 miners in a 2v2. I certainly would not go 7 miners in a 2v2, but you know, what do I know? Gino's a much better player than me, that's for sure. And so far, Frank hasn't really been able to take advantage of the fact that Gino went so many miners. So, I mean, we're gonna see if he comes in. Gino made like 1,000. Yeah. So Ed noticing that as well. But this means that, you know, Gino will be able to make way more Rocketeers than Frank is. He has a battle lab out. You know, Frank on 8 miners. So I guess Frank did notice and has returned the favor. He's all caught up on miners. So Frank now on 8 miners as well. Gino only on 7. That's going to be interesting to see. He even has a Patriot in Steve's base to help him out. He's not teched up though, and Gino is teched up. Frank heading across into Dan's base in the bottom right here. Can he get a miner here? Gino into position to try and defend. Does get a miner, so Frank snipes a miner. Very nice. And he gets out, but he loses a lot of Grizzlies for that. Those Rocketeers, Gino's Rocketeer count is just absurd. So many Rocketeers. And 2 GIs in Gino's base going for that battle lab. Gets the battle lab. So snipes Gino's battle lab. Very nice. No anti-air for Frank here. And Gino has more Rocketeers, so we're going to see what he does here. Excuse me, just going to have a quick drink here. Alright, so on the right-hand side here, Steve and Dan looking in pretty even positions, although Dan is on 3 war factories while Steve is only on 1. On the other hand, how is Dan's money doing? Dan is broke, right? So he might have 3 war factories, but he can't really build out of them. That's maximum pace. On the left-hand side here, whoa, what am I missing here? Gino going gaming with a Rocketeer sniping one building, which I did not see what, and wow, Gino's control here. Very nice placing those Rocketeers on top of Frank's Grizzlies here. Who comes out on top of that engagement? Looks like Gino will win that engagement, which is what I was expecting. And Steve trying to help his ally out here, but Frank does get the reinforcement Grizzlies in and does force Gino to back off. In the meantime, Steve has these 2 rhinos in Gino's base. Not sure what that is about. He's gonna harass these miners. Very nice. I like it out of Steve. This is what 2v2s are all about. Now Dan pushing in into Steve's, but Frank with his Rocketeers camping them on top of Steve's army there, just gonna help him out. Very nice 2v2. Steve and Frank working as a team, helping each other out. Really nice here. Steve gets that flag track, and it looks like Steve will be able to hold the right-hand side here, even though he spared a few out to help Frank out. And Gino pushing in here. Rocketeer's going to snipe that war factory in the top left. And Frank looking in a very bad position on the left-hand side here. Gino looking dominant. We're going to see what he can do. On the right-hand side, Steve looking like he's in a much stronger position. But he is sending his entire army to the left here. Not sure about sending your entire army, because Dan is going to take advantage of that and come in on Steve's miners on the right-hand side here.
Yeah, what the
Frank
heck?
asking, what the fuck are you doing?
I told you I was going to upset Frank.
Oh god, yeah, and huge Rocketeer counts inside Steve's base. Steve is about to lose his war factory. He loses his war factory there, but he pushes into Dan's base and he has way more rhinos, so it looks like Steve is gonna win this engagement big time. Very nice out of Steve there, but there are many Rocketeers here. Let's get a flak track out to try and help deal with this. And on the left side, Gino still looks like he's winning that engagement, but Frank's Rocketeer advantage looks very helpful here. We're gonna see if Steve can actually push in on the right here and clean it up. Dan does have Desolators. He is holding, and Steve again sending his Rhinos across the map, but that leaves him wide open. He is spamming drones here. He is going to lose another miner. We're going to see if it is worth sacrificing his base. We're going to see what damage he can get done. He's going to go in on Dan's miners here. Gino going to send all of his Rocketeers to deal with Steve's army that he's sending into Dan's base here. And now Steve retreating with his LCV. Alright, so Steve losing so many tanks to these Rocketeers, just camped right beneath the Rocketeers. Gonna lose his entire army. Not sure that was the right move there from Steve, moving all of his army across the center. He was winning on the right side, he should have kept going in on the right side. And we're gonna keep talking about him like he's not here.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Frank pushing in, Steve apologizing, and he should be. Let's see if Frank can defeat Gino now and just bring in a W. Frank pushing in on the left here hard. And Dan trying to get damage done, but these Rocketeers just doing so much damage to Dan's army here. But Frank also needs to back off because of the Rocketeer. Stick to 1v1, Steve. Oof. Oof. Frank with the harsh words. Utterly clueless. Wow. Steve, what do you have to say about that? Frank just being mean there with his words, but Frank is known to rage on his allies. Like, it's something you gotta take into consideration anytime you're Frank's ally. If you lose, if you make one mistake, you will get flamed. Yeah, so Frank, you know,
player defeated,
just quits out. And Steve is gonna get cleaned up pretty easily here with what remains.
that was funny.
Player defeated.
It feels really sluggish for me when I do borderless window mode. It's weird. It feels like really laggy, like the gameplay itself.
I always find that low vetoes are very interesting because, yeah, like you said, they have to be chosen wisely. You can't just just toss them all at all your favorite maps.
Yeah, because then, it just turns into every single map list is going to be exactly the same every single time. Everyone's just going to go for the same maps and veto all the other ones. So we wanted to, a little spicy. Throw some spice in there.
Indeed.
It's a mustache.
So this Chinese map, Frank, what are your thoughts on it?
It's phenomenal. It's very simple, yet quite deep. Natural expansions, the ore refineries, there's perfect for ore refineries at both the naturals. You also can move your MCV perfect each of the corners in the top middle and put an ore refinery down in the center.
Mm-hmm.
You can't build across bottom half of the middle, but the top half you can. So it's very, very well designed. It has to be one of the best designed maps I think I've ever seen. First drone coming in here, doing some work.
Soviet versus Soviet, we've seen so many times how crucial drone play is going to be. Now, Ed did put a sentry gun behind his war factory. It did get one shot off the drone, but sentry guns take 2 shots to kill a drone, and it went straight in. Ed does save it with a service depot. And Ed's drone is also, wandering around here, behind a tree on the left-hand side.
Scary moment here, the early game SVS.
Yeah. Sells the service depot. Frank, are you a sell your service depot immediately type of guy, or if I already made it, I'll keep it?
Trying to keep it, you know what I'm saying? Like repair my tanks.
Mm-hmm. So Ed has held his service depot, and Ed is he's being, the one going out here and
This is a pretty big minor kill here. He will get it.
What is that hut
off.
behind the tree? I never noticed that on this map. You notice on BornToDie side of the map, next to his refinery in the bottom, there's a burning hut there. There's a hut hidden behind the tree. Alright, anyway, BornToDie pushing in here.
Lost a pretty crucial miner there, as BornToDie is only on 3 miners now. 2 of them are long distancing, and this is already this is looking like Ed's game here. BornToDie is in complete and utter shambles. What a play from Ed there. Using the drone to finish it off, forcing the sentry gun as well. BornToDie gets his 4th miner up, and Ed's going to be 5 soon, and in the 2nd and 3rd war are going to be able to come in, and the conscripts are going to be added here, and this is going to be a very, very difficult push for BornToDie to defend.
Yeah, but we will keep in mind that BornToDie does out-tank Ed at the moment, right?
Not by much.
Not by
At
much,
all.
but he does out-tank him by a little bit, and
Yeah, it's definitely enough tanks that he needs to get offensive pressure out.
yeah. Are these guys gonna trade a little? No, Ed goes back to defend, but he's so out of position here. BornToDie can easily snipe a miner or 2. We're gonna see how much damage he can get. Then 1 miner goes down.
Needed that desperately. Gets it though. Good TC, excellent TC here from BTD. And we have a
more
split at top as well.
They're gonna get another miner. Oh, they get another miner. So Ed just lost 2 miners from that little push there. And what can he give in return? BornToDie now the one out of position. Can Ed snipe a miner?
The position is completely flip-flopped. Now Ed finds himself in dire trouble here. Down a miner out of nowhere. And some desos being added from BornToDie as well. So how should Ed respond? He decides to sell his MCV. Not so sure about that. Because he got the 4th miner up. He could have argued that the position was equal. He decided to sell. I think he's going to regret that here. And BornToDie will happily, gleefully accept this base trade, as Ed's base is much less potent than BTD's.
Yeah.
BTD has a base spread out, still has his MCV here. Players are going to be spamming drones, and this is going to be BornToDie's first victory in game 1. Or is it here? We're getting with a full-blown base trade. Maybe Ed should... Is Ed actually winning this base trade somehow?
I don't know. It's looking that
I think
way.
he's actually winning this base trade.
If that Rhino in the bottom left can get that sentry gun and the rest of his
he's not
Rhino
repairing it.
split up.
Oh, that might cost him the game. He's not repairing it.
Oh.
He's just going to go back and clean this up. The Desolators are going to just make some work here. Or... Oh, he doesn't quite get the service depot.
Oh, Ed might be in trouble here. He's attacking that power plant, but with these Desolators doing so much damage, does he get that service depot? It's his last
Oh
building.
my god!
His Rhinos pop!
Three red pits, boys.
Wow, and his Rhinos just
Activated.
popped. He does not win this base.
BTD takes game 1.
Wow.
Player
Wow,
defeated.
insane. Was not expecting that.
Nice try by Ed.
Yeah, the
I
Desos
mean-
made all the difference.
Those Desos, yeah, they won the base trade. They definitely.
The that split where he got 2 miners is what ultimately saved him and then eventually won him the game. I gotta question the sell choice. He got the 4th miner up, and then it was officially 4 miners versus 4 miners. He was still behind, but it was playable. It was quite playable. Once he sold, it was kind of like, you know, his opponent had desos and stuff. Get control of the water and just keep it, huh?
Mm-hmm. Ed's in the top left, and BornToDie's in the bottom right. Now this map was changed for the RE2 version, and the original one has tech centers in the center, but tech power plants.
I think that makes the Rocketeer opening a little bit more viable, because you definitely don't want to lose any of these techs. Whereas I think the power plant techs, you can afford giving up 1, hopefully not 2, but 1. Here, we're talking about permanent resources.
Yep.
Just give those up.
Indeed. So both players building their first refinery at their home base, not in the center. I assume that if you're going naval yard first, you feel comfortable building your first ore refinery in the center. But I guess I'm wrong. I mean, Ed, you know, goes naval yard first. Looks like BornToDie goes AFC first.
Okay. We have a disagreement here already. We have some asymmetry.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just for a little bit of scouting. Yeah. I'm not going to commit to this. He's just going to scout the map, make sure you can see as much as possible. Like it.
Yeah, very crucial on this map, right? It's on naval maps. You're like, what is my opponent doing? What is my opponent doing? What is my opponent doing? Naval yard after, not war factory. So Ed has a naval yard and a war factory, no AFC. BornToDie, still no war factory. Decided to go AFC first, then naval yard. And Ed.
Two naval yards from BornToDie.
Oh.
Right off the oil. He has all the oil derricks scouted, so he might try to. And we have a first engagement here down at the bottom middle. Ed's going to micro this destroyer. And that is the beauty of Destroyer Wars. They have a lot more hit points, so there's more micro potential in fights, as you can see already coming into play here. It's going to micro that one back.
But these Rocketeers,
the Rocketeers coming into play. There's an Aegis Cruiser behind this.
It's like we got some Warcraft 3 action going on.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that. You can actually micro your units in the fight.
Yeah, and forward refinery out of Ed is an interesting choice. This Aegis Cruiser walking right into these destroyers is also an interesting choice. Rocketeers do back off. We are getting a bit of lag. And all of a sudden, you know, BornToDie looks like he's going to win the naval war with those 3 naval yard, Frank. 3 right off the bat.
3 naval yard production.
And no war factory, so no miners. He's got 2 miners, literally 2 miners, and his eco is fine. He's about to ends up with losing oil in the center. And
yeah, it's all about the oil's give enough easy eco that you don't need it. You don't need it.
It certainly looks that way. That
So
going early eco on this map. Yeah, you know, BornToDie has way more money than him, and he's sustaining 3 naval yards, now making a 3rd refinery in the center, getting those gems. What do you think of this strategy, man?
I'm loving it. It's crazy that Ed has had so many more miners this whole game, but just has had less money. And Ed's going for the MCV snipe. Definitely not going to get that. He will get the power plant. Actually step in the right direction, but I don't think he can compete with this 4 naval yard production now. He's going to lose the war factory as well.
And he's making miners. He's still making miners out of the war factory. BornToDie has just proven that, you know, 3 naval yards, 4 naval yards right off the bat. That's the way to do it.
You didn't even build a war factory, gentlemen.
No war factory. No war factories, 4 naval yards. Start with an AFC, scout out the map so that you can react to everything that's going on, have a bit of Rocketeer advantage, and then just go for naval yards. Alright, he did turn. Refinery, naval yard, refinery, naval yard, refinery, naval yard. Wow. So the score all of a sudden is 2-0 for BornToDie. Like what?
You know, that's the thing about the Chinese though, is they understand all these fundamentals of the game. Like he goes multiple naval yards because he knows that he'll get easy eco from the oils. He doesn't need to invest in miners so much. They understand all these fundamental things. That's what makes them so good.
Yeah, just seeing them, because this is not a map they've played. This is a Western map. As a completely new map for BornToDie. So just seeing how well they can adapt and play these maps, just a credit to your point. Just there's a much more potent competitive scene in the East. Let's just put it that way.
I don't think it's a Korea map. Do you think this is a Korea map?
No, I really don't. Not at all. But happy to see it. We'll see if I turn out to be wrong as well. Ed probably pleasantly surprised to see Korea here.
Maybe. So we got BornToDie in the top right as Korea Ed sticking to Soviet in the bottom left. What do you do here as Korea? Do you, you know, like by the time your Eagles get across the map, they don't refill quickly. I just feel that they're not cost efficient on such a huge map.
Maybe France is good here. Better, I mean.
Well, yeah, we know France is good.
Oh, you know what's really good here?
Mhm.
Soviets! Soviets, boys!
Oh.
Rhinos and dogs, boys! That's what's good here. Yeah, this is pretty good for France, of course. It just... The layout is kind of solid for America. With all these areas for power drop locations. But I'm curious to with the Korea choice and what he'll show us here. Now, this MCV, as we get some lag, this MCV move from Ed, I think, is questionable. Now, this will get him some extra gems. This will establish map control here in the center. So definitely he can make an argument for it, and he's going to try to do just that. But I don't think he can. I don't know about moving the second miner all the way to mid. I don't know if there's enough gems to justify this. An old desert island, yes. As a matter of fact, in the old desert island, this would be an automatic win situation for the Soviet player. There's no defending this as allies. But there is not 36,000 gems in middle. There's a more reasonable amount here. And the Air Force Command's up. Rocketeer and Black Eagle are going to be on the way, and this push from Ed is going to be stopped. He may want to consider making another miner from his war factory, like, now. Is the first Black Eagle's coming. He's broke. I cannon forced.
Low power as well.
3 miners for Ed, 6 for BornToDie, and this is looking like a completely lost position for Ed already.
Yeah. So, is this a Korea map?
No. No.
The answer is
Well, if your opponent
no.
plays like this, yeah, it's a Germany map. Second flat
Germany.
cannon. Yeah, this is a Germany map if your opponent does this build.
Yeah, so I don't know if Ed is aware, but one of the edits was made here is that the gems in the center were decreased by half in each patch. So instead of it being 20k in each patch, it's more like 10k in each patch. And it's not centered around the center anymore, so I don't know about that move at the start. Was it worth it?
Oh.
And these
Yoink.
Eagles keep picking up.
Hold on, Ed is timing this perfectly. He's getting some value here, but another Rhino goes down. I don't know if he has quite enough to push this. There are no Rocketeers. The Black Eagles are reloading right now. The pillbox saves the day. Miner Snipe would be nice.
Ooh,
I'll take that, thank you very much. But his
Yeah.
Rhinos are kind of stuck here.
Well,
Second pillbox, and BTD is going to let him escape.
yeah, doesn't want to take the gadget, but now the Eagles come in. So with the Eagles and the Grizzlies together,
Oh,
ooh,
wow.
Ed's army just disappears, melts. Ed needs to get out of there. He needs to regroup and hope he can survive this wave that's coming from BornToDie.
The Battle Lab is up behind this as well. Ed got no damage whatsoever with that attack.
He did get a miner. He did get a miner.
That's true. Finds himself down.
And now he's
Lock
making
here.
conscripts from his back racks. And these Eagles are just going to keep coming in and sniping at these
Yeah.
rhinos. Let's see what can be done here. So he has flat cannons in the center, but they just keep picking off the rounds that are coming out of the war factory. Ed needs to make his main war factory, his primary war factory, the one in the center, which he just did now.
I'm in the power. I'm not so sure about that one. These 2 flat cannons in the middle have gotten... just as the commentators curse.
Yeah.
have not paid for themselves at all here.
And BornToDie doing something which I love, which is making an engineer IFE. Now these Mirage tanks count is going up. BornToDie has 2 war factories already. And Ed is broke on 5 miners, which is nothing. At this point of the game, he might get another miner snipe here. He should go for it. The eagle snipe on the rhino. And he saves that the miner.
And V2D is now mining on the bottom as well, so he's expanded. He's ready for a long game here. He's sitting pretty. The only thing Ed has here is map control. As another flat cannon comes down, it's 3,000 bucks on nothing pretty much. As Ed finds himself in a completely dire position.
Not looking good for Ed, that's for sure. BornToDie's army is huge. Mirages and Grizzlies and these Eagles. Another war factory out for BornToDie. And a spy.
I mean, Ed is only down 1 miner. And the radar is up and he has an active position. I feel like just economically, he's just not going to be able to... Like, this is like a Hail Mary kind of push, you know what I mean? Like, these Desos need to, like, kill all of these Mirage tanks.
Yeah, and that spy is walking across, right? Right there. We're gonna see if Ed notices it. No, it is going down to the bottom. Watch that red dog there in BTD's base.
He's just keeping it with the army. Very casual spy here. Just
Yo, where is
with
spy?
the army? In the IFB right now. With his army.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now the
There it
IFB
goes.
is splitting off to the bottom right.
And Ed is bringing a miner with him as well. Oh, he selected all of his miners, boys. Selected all of his miners, boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ed. What is
Black
going on
tracks
with
are getting
BTD?
sniped. And the lag comes in as well. Ed is absolute shambles right now. This is gonna take one miracle Deso bomb if I've ever seen one.
Spy gets in.
And it's gone from bad to worse here, as we have veteran units now being pumped from all of these war factories. Here comes the one and only chance to win this game here. Desos need to do some work. Pretty up this defense here. Excuse me.
Miners.
That little whoopsie daisy there. That's twice we saw that this game from him. So not the best start to this series for Ed, and he finds himself down 3-0 here after this one. I don't think Ed did a single thing right that game.
Yeah, I think the flak cannons were definitely just a waste of money. He should have just had a squadron of flak tracks.
Really?
Alright. Sorry about that. I have to go for a second. The next map is Little Big Bay.
Some people say if you make flags, then you're gonna be behind on tanks.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with the flag track idea that Mustache is putting up here.
The way he went about it was not correct. That's not how you play versus Korea. You have to try to efficiently deal with the air, and then you need to be methodical. You can't just like you can't just play hyper aggression. Just being over aggressive versus Korea is the wrong way to go about it. Because you're falling into their strong point, right? Black Eagles get to be used over and over again. But if you're patient and you wait for your time to strike, the Black Eagles won't have as much value.
Both players were mining the ore. Do you long distance mine to the jet? Is that worth it?
Don't know. I have no idea.
But
The Allies do because they have Chrono Miner, but Soviets don't.
well, actually, long distance mining Soviets are better than Allied.
Well, actually, you're one of those guys, huh? Well, actually.
I'll give you a simple equation.
Definitely not. Long distance mining is better on chrono miners.
All right, I'll give you a simple equation. All right, there's there's the distance that it takes to travel, right? There's the amount that a miner can carry, and then there's unloading time, right? And then there's mining time, which is the same. So the mining time, which is the same, is irrelevant. Now, a Soviet miner can carry twice as much as a chrono miner, right? So let's calculate. A Soviet miner has to go there and back. A chrono miner has to go there twice, back in chronos. So that's the same amount of time, correct? To get the same amount of money, that's the same amount of time. And
It depends on how you define long distance mining.
No,
because
again, it doesn't matter, bro. Listen to the equation. It's very simple. Soviet miner needs to go there and back. So that's the distance. Let's say, distance is X, whatever. There and back. Chrono miner, to get the same amount of money, needs to do it twice. He only needs to go there, because back in chronos, but he has to do it twice. Because he carries half the amount that the Soviet miner does. Correct? And then there's unloading time. Soviet miner has to unload only once. Chrono miner has to unload twice. At the end of the day, Soviet miners are better than chrono miners.
Well, no one's arguing that. I mean, the Soviets are clearly better in every single way, shape, and form. That's why that's pretty much all you see here at high level. Now, part of our job is to slowly try to balance it a little bit. We did a few things here to this tournament. But I mean, they were so small that you can't expect it to have that much of an effect. So Ed is going for the long distance mine, and BornToDie is not.
We are getting some serious lag. I'm gonna quit just in case it's me. Just in case it's me, I'm gonna quit out and watch a stream.
But to your point, Snark, where that becomes for the Allies is in a situation where you would otherwise go broke and you need like smaller.
Correct. Smaller dumps.
Yeah.
If you need smaller dumps in a situation where you go broke, that's the only time a chrono miner is better.
Yes.
Chrono miners have the advantage also on naval maps, or if they need to retreat, separate ore patches in big distances, right?
They're definitely not. So Ed does not know the map. Doesn't know where to put the MCB. He's deleted his MCB around. And this is not a good game, good series for Ed thus far.
Oh, Ed.
He found the spot. He found the spot. I mean, he's lucky the drone didn't come in and fuck his day up there. Okay, it jumped in. And he loses his drone back at home, and Ed finds himself very, very far behind here.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, with a pool of 42 maps, you try to practice them all, but to truly learn a perfect build order for all of them is hard.
You gotta veto this then if you haven't played it at all.
That is true.
You gotta veto that.
It does have 3 vetoes. Didn't use any of them yet. I used one of them only yet, but he's down 3-0. I think to gain that forward momentum, you should veto a map that you don't know.
He's down he's down 3-0, and he's down a full miner here out of the open because of the MCV shenanigans that he was just doing there. And he's also down in position as BornToDie is knocking at his front door here, killing trees of his base. It's all BornToDie here thus far. And BTD is going to expand as well to secure this lead. 4 miners for him, and Ed's working on his 4th. He's broke or doodles. There's the 4th and the clutch sentry gun, but is it enough?
Not looking good for
Not looking good at all. Oh boy, he's going to take some shots on the clip there as well. Second sentry gun, but what's it worth? And Ed is down. Ed has 4 miners here. Some of them are just going all the way around the back here.
Yeah, and with the conscripts coming in.
Conscripts as well. And BTD is going to have his 5th miner with the expansion in the center. And Ed at this point is just trying to stay alive. But it's not looking like he will. 4 sentry guns forced. The conscripts and company will be able to clean this up. And it's 4-0.
Wow, so what a scary start to this series. 4-0. And there's a serious mental aspect of it, right? You start off the series and you're down 4-0. How do you get out of that headspace of
Ed is not in the zone. He's having some gamer fog right now. There's no reason you're not building an NG first thing from your barracks here on a map like this.
No.
No reason. Get your oil there as soon as possible, guys.
Definitely
When
not.
it's no eat, you have to build engineer first.
No, it's no eat. So why would you not? Yeah, he's not thinking right now. As you said, it definitely complicates things. This is what it does is it creates a lot of aggressive potential in the early game and early middle game. As a natural expansion, you can try to get your opponent in between them.
Yeah, the checkmate move there. Well, legend. It's first place gets $1,000, bro. I think there definitely should be more than a best of 13. And yeah, there is such thing as negative momentum, but we have seen reverse sweeps in the past, and you can always come back. So I do not agree with you that there shouldn't be more than a best of 13 in the tournament.
Yeah. For the people like that, I definitely agree with you, Snark.
Especially when it's single eliminate as well.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's another good point. Single elimination.
These drones, man. These drones.
Good old Soviet drones, eh?
Old Soviet drones. Luckily, it wasn't a miner. It was just a tank.
Wow.
And the micro from BornToDie, and things just are not going well here for Ed. He finds himself with a slightly behind here in game 5. And BTD is going to use that extra tank advantage to get complete control of the map as Ed is pushing forward as well. He wants to make something happen. He's going to go for the flank. BTD is just going to keep the pressure. The center of the map. 2 miners each. BTD is setting up his 4th miner ready for this gem patch, and Ed is far from his. Barracks goes down, and we have the first split from BTD. He's sending 3 to finish 2. This is the type of trade that Ed needs to get ahead in this game. There goes 1 tank. Oh, and a beautiful micro from Ed up top here to get that rhino.
Nice.
6 rhinos versus 3, and he gets value. That's pretty hard to do. Because Ed is on 2 wars now. Radar tech from BTD. I don't know about that. I don't know about the radar decision.
Well, I mean, we've seen him do it before. He's if he forces a base trade, he knows how to use those desolators to make the base trade worthwhile, slow down his opponent. And the desolators are very, very useful. I think desolators is something that shows a skill gap, because the better you are with desolators, the more powerful they are. They can be so powerful.
Ooh, the drone slipped between the whole army. Ed is in BTD's base here, forcing a sentry gun, but the desolator is there to save the day. And BTD is now mining from gems. He has 4 miners to Ed's 3. And we got some long distance dilly-dallying going over here on the left side of the map, guys. Another desolator goes down to the drone. The drone gets in another tank. This is exactly what Ed needs. He needs damage. Not committing here. He still only has 3 miners. I'm not sure what that's about. Did he forget to build his next ore ref? It's another tank here. 3 pickings. He's getting value in these trades, but he's down so much economically. He gets a power plant in the north. He's pressuring the main base of BTD, and he finally gets his 4th miner up. Still not mining gems, and he's splitting around, and he's getting more value here against these rhinos. And looks like he's going to get the MCV kill. This is only 1 war factory. He may just want to commit and just kill it.
For it, maybe.
It's looking pretty good here for Ed in game 5.
There we go. He's getting back in the zone. This is the Ed we know. A dangerous player.
Gonna lose his MCB here. He's gonna get the only war factory of BTD. That should be nice. Nice, boys.
Yeah.
Yep, gonna get another Rhino tank for his troubles here. He has a veteran Rhino as well. That should be more than enough to clean up this game. He's got 2 war production versus 0 war production, boys. BTD's remaining forces are getting surrounded here on the bottom of thin ice, and Ed licking his lips. He's on the board. The tables have turned.
Player defeated.
Chinese wildcard has had his fun. Ed is putting his foot down.
Yeah. This is a map that not only forces you to have an expansion far away from your base, which is always more interesting, more dynamic, but it also forces a very, very specific war factory placement, which is right next to the oil. If you want to build up the hill, right, to have the optimal refinery placement next, you got to make your war factory right next to the oil, which means that if the oil gets sniped, your war factory goes down.
Risky business here in Golden State Valley. This is a risky business kind of map, especially Soviet versus Soviet, where in the early game, both of your mining locations are highly susceptible to being droned because they're difficult to defend with sentry guns and being sniped from miscellaneous splits around the map from rhinos that you lose track of. So we should expect maybe even quite frankly, a double drone opening from both a map like this to try to harass both gem locations.
So we got Max in the chat saying that he predicts that Ed will win this match. Let's see.
He still has got a little work to do here. He's down 4-1, but it is a long series. We got a best of 17 among for ourselves. So hopefully this, hopefully he does come back and it goes all the way to game 17. That's what I want, but can't have everything in life. So let's see. What's the opening here?
Oh.
How many drones are coming out of these wars? Was 2 from BornToDie and 2 from Ed. Yeah, double drone opening from both with reason. The first drone goes to north here, trying to ask some questions to this miner. Ed is already in BornToDie's base with his drone.
Nice.
Ed gets a snipe.
Ed killed both drones.
Ooh, micro though from BTD. Wow, he's not mining gems though. He's in shambles. The drones are causing him problems.
Yeah. So Legend taking
in here.
Oh,
Bottom.
sneaking a miner. Like
And Ed
Legend
is sending
says.
that miscellaneous rhino I was talking about at the start of the game. He's sending it to the bottom left to go finish this miner here. And Ed is in complete control of this game. His opponent's going to have to build a service depot. And wait. Oh no.
BornToDie.
Yeah, this is the comeback that you were talking about.
Oh, so Frank, what do you see on your screen? Who's disconnecting?
BTD.
BTD. That's unfortunate. Might have to choose a different tunnel for him. If he does disconnect, the rules are pretty clear.
That's what's happening.
Unfortunately. So Frank, Legend is taking all the credit for the double drone strat. Do you think he deserves that credit?
Yeah, I think Legend should get credit for every single medicinal treatment that's ever been created. He should get credit for the Industrial Revolution.
Whoa.
And the moon landing as well. Definitely credit to Legend for all the technology that we have.
Wow, so Legend Frank here is claiming.
And the lag has managed to disappear, and this drone is trying to save the miner here at the bottom right. It's trying to micro it around so he can... And the drone slips in, no big deal. And will not finish the miner. Very well played by BTD. Huge save on the miner there.
Yeah, it's...
Being said, he's out-tanked here in the center, and this is going to be a hard push to stop. Wait a second. Where did this drone come from? Not sure where that drone came from. Where was that drone? Where did that drone come from, boys?
He saved it by shooting the floor.
And Ed is sending another tank here to go finish off this miner, and that is a problem for BTD. Ed is now on 2 wars. Production is coming in here. So BTD's potential economic advantage is no longer, and Ed is on 2 flanks, and BTD is in trouble.
Yeah, so, you know, you claimed it was an Ed map, and Ed is proving you to be correct. His strategy is clear, he has control, he knows exactly what to do, he knows where to go, and Ed is looking like a beast.
Huge engagement here right in front of BTD's all-important miners, and Ed is going to pick this one up, boys. It's just a matter of technique here, cleaning this up. It's going to be a miracle hold to be able to hold this. The onslaught of Ed continues to push forward here. Any minor kills whatsoever would be absolutely unacceptable, and BTD just calls it here. Doesn't want any more of GSV. Get me off this map.
GG
Yeah, boys.
there for Ed.
BornToDie is going Korea. I don't know why he's going Korea.
Player defeated.
I don't know why he's going Korea. I think it's a terrible decision. You know, this is Armageddon mode, so Black Eagles do hit their shots, but they're still at a disadvantage fundamentally against America.
Yeah,
especially in a double power drop map.
Maybe BornToDie knows something we don't. I guess we're about to find out. Again, another map with 2 expansion points, gems. Always interesting to see different approaches to this map. We've seen some brilliant moves. We've seen some absurd moves. What are these 2 players going to do? Does Ed have a plan, or is he going in and winging it?
I'd like to see Ed just kind of play it as standard as he can, and this is not standard, boys. He's feeling it. He's in the groove. He's going early Air Force Command. He's gonna put his opponent to the test. All right, this is very aggressive. It doesn't get any more aggressive. I'm air goes 0. I'm air. This is it, boys. This is the most aggressive build. The War Factory right after. Not even another ORF. He's going straight for the throat. Perhaps a little aggressive for my taste. You know, it's very optimistic. He's splitting Rocketeers here. He's harassing the oil derrick at the top right, and BornToDie is under pressure. He is under pressure. He's trying to follow the rock. He's just. It's not every day you're playing against AVA in the big tournament where you're being Rocketeer splitted out of the opening, and the Grizzly tanks are distracting as well. He's got to distract him, and he didn't see the split. He did not see the rocket split, and he loses his AFC, and that should be game over.
Wow, that was just insane. He builds the AFC off the oil, loses the AFC immediately, and
get the power plant as well, forcing the pillbox. Huge damage from Ed here.
wow.
This was a gigantic commitment from Ed here. Absolutely huge commitment. He just got his second miner up now, and there are 3 IFVs and 4 Grizzly tanks. Big power drop here. This is the American double power drop. Very annoying for Korea to deal with. Absolutely free of charge. Doesn't quite get the War Factory, but it gets him out of position.
Yeah, and that's what Ed needed. Ed needed to buy time in that position, and he did.
So all right. So he got the damage out of the opening. So and he got his 3rd miner up. He's up in oil and an expansion here at the gems. This should be enough to be a winning position. Let's see how he converts.
And an AFC, right?
And the AFC kill, right? And the AFC kill.
And
this War Factory kill here is not the biggest deal in the world. He has a spare. The MCV kill, however, big deal, boys.
Kind of.
What's BTD doing? He's in shambles. Trying to defend with only half of his army? Oh, and he doesn't have a refinery anywhere else. And he's going to lose a miner. That hurts.
Oof.
And just going all out here.
Wow.
Balls to the wall. BTD's refinery there was just a little bit too late. And in situations like this, you don't want to be Korea. You don't have the money for Black Eagles. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, I think Ed saw him going Korea and decided to capitalize on that situation.
Yeah.
You know, take it to his advantage. Still, scary stuff here from BornToDie with a big army. What can he get done?
He needs to make miners from his war. He's not going to be able to push in here. He needs to make miners from his war or quit the game. And the power drop from the American player here. Huge value from Ed, and he finds himself with double the miner count. Still no Air Force command from BTD.
Wow, just insane. So, I mean, right, we saw Ed go 0 on Dorado Descent, Soviet versus Soviet, and no one does that. And when we know that Ed is capable of crazy, insane, incredible strats. And again, Rocky split right off the bat.
Right, it's just a matter, again, it's just a matter of technique here. Just don't take any risks. See where you can get the damage, get it. You have complete control. Although Ed should have a 5th miner by now, no? Still, did he forget to build? Well, reinforcements arriving here. No desolator for someone playing as Korea, boys. Power drops are a problem.
Yeah.
Tears put a little work here, and Ed has forgotten about his 5th miner. Super focused on the attack, and this could potentially allow BTD back in the game, as he has even up the miner count now, and Ed's still no 5th miner. BTD got the kill. Oh, but these GIs. These GIs are really tough to deal with.
Double parable.
Looks like this is going to be Ed's game. He's going to be able to... Okay, he sells before he gets the AFC up. This is definitely Ed's game here.
Yeah, at this point, it is more or less over.
And he did get the 5th miner. That should secure it. 5 miners versus 4. Air Force Command with endless, infinite free troops here for Ed. Complete control. And BTD calls it. It's 4-3.
Wow. So it was 4-0 a few games ago, and Ed just won 3 games in a row. He's coming back, boys, and we've got a series.
This can be a very Ed-ish map in the opening. Very dangerous. Shenanigans can happen. Things can spiral out of control, which is what Ed wants. He wants a wild, crazy, wacky game. I can tell you what he doesn't like, though, is long, drawn-out, strategical games with Iron Curtains and nukes and death-o camping with APOC in the back and force shields. He doesn't want that kind of game. He wants a sloppy, wet... All right, where are we going with this? Okay, so Tour of Egypt, BTD spawned in the center. We'll see how he tries to play from there. Ed's bottom right.
So what do you prefer, Frank? A corner position here or a center position here?
That's a rhetorical question. Of course you want to spawn in the center.
Really?
It's the center! Center!
But Marco
Alright.
said it's worse.
What does Marco know about anything?
Legend is
Spawn.
offended.
Offended by what? Well, Marco also doesn't know the first thing about chess, which is the center. So, of course you want to spawn there, boys. You're closer to both gems. Roden gets in. Because he spawned in the center, his service depot will be up a couple seconds faster. Ed had to move a longer distance, and we'll see that coming into play. The service depot is up. And Ed is still building his. It's going to be kind of close. The BTD with a slight lead here, because he spawned in the center.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say a crucial lead at this point.
Crucial, but it's definitely lead. His ORF is already up on the second gem patch, and Ed has tried to slip a greedy man. He slipped a miner in. BTD, how is he going to respond to this? 4 rhinos versus 2. He should make a move or make a miner. What's he going to do? Either.
Well,
BTD.
Yeah, it's either or. If you're going to take advantage, if your opponent goes a miner.
Oh, I'm disappointed, BTD. I'm disappointed. He might just be kind of just a bit overwhelmed by that Rocketeer split opening from his opponent. Just like, what the fuck? Okay, so he's making a move now. Preempt the sentry gun that you can. The second one's probably ready. Some conscripts to help defend here. These miners are quite vulnerable in the north.
Yeah, can he hold?
Convincing hold from Ed, and BTD has made the fourth miner, so he's evened it up there, but he's down to War Factory, so BTD is behind, but not by that much, as Ed is now working on his fifth miner, I presume. Let's see how far behind it is. Not very far behind at all, as this fifth miner is taking a long time here from Ed to come out. Did you forget? Okay, there it is.
Oh my god, another sneaky miner from War Factory.
From Ed.
Did he? Yeah, he did.
He did.
Wow. All right. So too often it needs to be miners at the right times, in order to, you know, be able to outproduce your opponent but not fall behind.
BTD recognizes the situation. He's making a couple miners himself. He's on 3 wars. So this is the type of. So this is the middle game. So what is the next move from both players? Are we going to start seeing Desolators? Are we going to start seeing splits? Or are we going to start seeing the Battle Lab tech? Who's going to make the move?
Indeed, who?
And speaking of moves, this miner here from Ed is. I don't know who is driving that machine, but
he's preparing to build a ref.
okay, all right, I take it all back. All planned, guys, all planned. He knows what's going on.
Yeah. So really not sure who's at a stronger position at the
I
moment.
think BornToDie, because his refinery placements are better than Ed's.
Good point, good point.
Ed is doing a little split here, a little splitter ditter.
Yeah, well, Tour of Egypt a very problematic map in that sense, right? It's
BTD. This is not there.
Trade from Ed.
definitely a good trade for Med there. Again, Tour of Egypt is usually not about the splits. It's because of all the choke points and everything. It's all about who could have a better build, better tank control, and you know, maybe something wacky like taking up Kirov or something like that.
We'll see who blinks first as the three-way split shenanigans has officially begun. BornToDie, and Ed sees it immediately. Is he trying to go down the center now? And Ed won't bite. So BTD, I love BTD's base right now. He's got oil refineries on all the patches. More than Ed. Ed has gone radar, so it looks like Ed has blinked first. Is he going straight battle lab?
Probably. I mean, Desolators are very, very helpful and useful on this map. Don't know about that barracks on the cliff and making a Desolator out of that. Not sure about that move.
Yeah, okay. I was just thinking V3s, and he's going for them. These War Factory kills would be quite nice. And his opponent is going for V3s as well, but what is BTD going to get out of these V3s on this cliff? He's not going to get anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, BTD's base is exposed to that cliff very nicely. And Ed's base is not really that close to the cliff. Like, what is he going to get, a sentry now?
So these V3s have already paid for themselves. $2,000 first. And Ed's going to go for this minor kill here. It's the minor kill. BTD has teched up behind us. Ed is also tanked up behind us. And we're going to get to an Iron Curtain war here. A traditional Yuri's Revenge kind of game coming underway here. I didn't know you're Yuri mode, boys. Comes into play. You're going to see it here, but that minor kill was kind of juicy. Ed definitely happy about that. minus for BTD. 8 minus for Ed. So Ed has evened it up. Kirov comes in.
Alsın, alın işte.
I don't know about this Kirov choice. He already had 3 flat track.
Sorry.
Okay.
Kirov Reporting.
May do some pretty good damage though, because a lot of people don't realize that Kirovs take less damage from flak tracks than Red Alert too.
Know that.
Yeah, usually you'll see an RA2 more than 4 to counter Kirov. And Yuri's Revenge, usually you see only 4 flag tracks are enough.
Iron Curtain's just about ready here for BornToDie. How is he going to use it? It's trying to... Oh, he deploys his own tanks. What was that? CD, my God. Iron Curtain outside of his base, but BTD just keeps threatening the Iron Curtain, doesn't use it. Now he's pushing in. He's going to go for the MTV kill here. Just go for all the marbles. He's pushing in really deep. He's going to go for the Iron Curtain kill. Really deep here by BTD. That was deep. The push. I don't know about that.
Was it worth
it? A little too deep there. That's the Iron Curtain, but what's it worth? I mean, he has a lot of Desolators, and the Rhino tank numbers are starting to grow. He's bought himself a lot of time, and Ed has rallied his miners.
Oh, not again, Ed.
Will cost you the game there, boys. That will cost you. Okay, wait, here he is. He's got to go now. This is it. He's here. He might want to sell his MCV and Battle Lab and 2 War Factories.
Yeah, he's going to
has free reign on this base right now. There is no flak defense. And Ed is somehow going to make this push work, guys. Wow.
Wow, if he makes this work. I mean, was that on purpose that he brought his miners? It looked like an accident, right? But
that was just one of those like, oh, did I just discover penicillin? Shit.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you make that move, you got to make it count, and you got to make it work somehow. And there you go. There you go. So Ed wins another one, which brings the score to a solid 4-4.
Gotta question BTD's play there. Desoing his own tanks before pushing in, and then pushing in so deep. So deep.
I think he's cracking under the pressure.
He's cracking, boys. He's cracking. He's got no reason to. The series is now 4-all. He's by all means in this.
Indeed. So, Zhas does seem to be AFK.
No, I was for a sec because I got a door call.
Oh, good.
And I had to receive my keyboard, Corsair.
Oh, nice. You got a new keyboard, Zhas?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Alright, so score 4-4. Very interesting play there out of it. I feel like, and I've seen this pattern before, you have the IC, you want to push in, and your opponent lets you push in, and sort of baits you to lose everything you've got.
Heck for this over, huh?
I feel like the MCV kill were there with the target. He could have gotten that MCV kill real quick and then gotten out. But just went in so deep.
Yeah.
Lost way too many tanks.
Again, I've noticed a theme where the player that saves his MCV to use it second actually gets the advantage.
Yeah. Counter IC just goes, you just push in real deep before you use it.
Yeah.
Just kill all of his goodies.
Which is why I believe more and more as time goes on in IC drones and not IC
Player
tanks.
defeated.
In Soviet versus Soviet.
Hard to argue with that. All right, I'm going to call it the winner of this game will win the series.
Ooh. That's
This
a
game will win
bold
the
prediction,
series.
Frank. That's a bold prediction. I mean, this is the best of 17, which means the first player to 9 will
Winner
win
of
this
this game will win the series, boys.
And
This is a huge game here. You have the clash of East versus West, China versus America on the classic cliche pro-only map. Heck freezes over. BornToDie won the first 4. Ed has won the second 4. And this just feels like this is it almost. like if you drop Heck freezes over here, it's not going to feel good.
well, Ed with a terrible, the hated starting position in the top left does put Dogs in position to help him place down his war factory with no trouble.
Dog blocking.
Yeah, making sure that dog blocking does not occur. And sorry, the stream is behind it. Does occur, but he does have his entry gun ready. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys in real time tell us what's going on.
Front gate.
I'm here.
Moving MCV bottom right, Frank. What you a mover believer or a stretcher believer?
This is a pretty classic Chinese build. They've been doing this for a long time. I'm a stretcher, but I also have chrono miners. And Ed slips the drone in. We have some lag here. Okay. So it is a little behind here with the build in terms of the miners are coming out, but it's not the end of the world. He's got a second. Oh, that would be why he made 2 drones.
Yeah. Can he make those drones count is the question.
First one definitely did.
Now I was kind of expecting to make a Rhino to finish off the miner.
That's something we have seen many players do, is have one Rhino just to finish off that weak miner that gets droned. On a huge map, it's very easy to react to, so I feel like it's less viable.
Yeah, you can make a drone and counter.
So how many miners do you start off on Heck? Getting
You're asking like deep questions here, man. And Ed gets the second drone in here. Not the end of the world for BornToDie. He just got the Warrior Refinery up, so he'll just build a second service depot, fix that miner. But good value for Ed. He's in the driver's seat. He's definitely ahead here. It looks like the answer to your question, Snark, is a lot, as both players have a lot of miners right now. They both go 4. So I think the answer to your question is 4 right now, according to this game.
Yeah, well, again, I feel like in the top left position, you do not want to be a defender. You want to be an aggressor. You want to have map control. So at the moment, I do not like Ed's position.
Couldn't agree more, as BTD has seized control over the all-important position here from the top left, and Ed is doing the counter to that, which is to move the MCV to the right and build down the middle.
Is that MCV gonna get droned?
He's good.
Oh no.
That miner is just out and about, having a grand old time over here, but Ed sees it. This is the counter to that, Mark. You move your MCV to the right, and your left side, your tactic. You don't care. There's no tactics over there anymore. But that being said, Ed needs to get an ore refinery down somewhere else sooner rather than later.
Yeah, his ore patch is running out quite quickly with so many miners on a single ore patch. He definitely needs to get something done ASAP. BornToDie, 2 patches, already expanded his MCV to a 3rd patch, just chilling, splitting Ed as well.
Ed's in trouble. I got to question this ore ref placement here. Maybe he should have placed it on the right side, safer miners over there, as BTD is going to continue to use his positional advantage. And Ed is making drones to help defend himself, but his miners are going to be under heavy harassment here. BTD a little hesitant, and Ed is catching the split on the right.
Yeah, well, at least his MCV is safer, right? It's not out there exposed on the left-hand side.
Ed is dealing with a three-way split here. His miners are under attack. He's going to lose 2 miners, but he's attacking down on the bottom. And is this attack working down on the bottom? It looks like it is. Ed's going to get the key. He managed to defend himself north, and he's getting counter damage. Oh, he didn't get it yet. He's going to clean up these tanks first.
Yeah, but what's the miner counts now at the moment after all of this, these exchanges?
Ed's going to get damage here.
Watching tanks now.
One. Forced a lot of drones, killed them all. Got a lot of miner kills, gentlemen.
So what is the miner count now?
Yeah, I will.
8 to 4.
2, 3, 5 for yellow.
8 to 5.
8 for red.
Oh, it's broke. So Ed's in completely dominating position here. He has a lot of drones as well. He's heavily out tanked for the time being. So he needs to work on that. And BTD needs to work on his miner count.
Yeah.
If Ed can get value with these drones, he's probably completely winning. If he doesn't, well, he's got to get some value out of these. That's all he has. He's starting to make tanks now.
Yeah, but it's going to be an uphill road to try and catch up and take numbers here at the moment, unless these drones can do some serious damage.
This is, 8 miners versus 5, gentlemen.
Well, yeah, but BTD is about to get those gems in the center, which is going to be very nice for his eco. And you need war factories to catch up on this amount of tank rhino count.
And Ed is expanding top right as well. More drones from Ed. He's just going to evacuate here. Get some value with the drones. Evacuating a bunch of miners to the top right position. BTD has successfully started mining the gems, which definitely helps his situation. Still, you gotta be quite worrisome for BTD here. He has the tank numbers, but he's still severely down on eco as Ed is securing the top right position. A little long distancing going on here, which kind of sucks. Ed is splitting. Drones getting in some tanks here in the middle. Boy, these things are so annoying. Oh my god.
Good old drones. Good old
I
drones.
hate those things, man.
That's why you switched to ally.
Yeah, that's why I play us. And this push needs to work for BTD right now. This man, that miner just didn't have a chance. BTD's threatening the top right position here. Ed's gonna try to hang on to his MCV. He's gonna lose some miners. Or will he? Excuse me. The drones come in, save the day, saves his MCV and all of his miners and his ore refinery. He didn't lose a thing.
That is insane. That is insane.
Meanwhile, he got the MCV at the bottom left during this. He's gonna kill this absolutely critical late game ore refinery here at the left side of the map. Even getting an elite. Oh, and the miner for his troubles. Ed is losing a lot here in the north. He has 12k. He's totally winning position here still. Where is it? He's got 12k and his MCV. He's just gonna hang out, make some drones, build a couple ore refs, and spam sentry guns, and it's easy clap. GG, no read. K, thanks, bye.
Yeah, but he does need to spam those refineries, or he is going to go broke very soon. On the other hand, the longer the game goes on here, as long as Ed holds on to his MCV, BornToDie already lost his, so he's going to be in a better position.
These drones have just been so frustrating in this game. So frustrating. And he does have a service depot. He could potentially remake his MCV, but it looks like it's an all-in here attempt. He's down 3 wars to 2. Ed's just going to keep building ore refineries and sentry guns. And the elite tank, that could be a step in the right direction for BTD. These drones. These fucking drones, boys. Why build rhinos? That's the question. Why build rhinos when you can build drones?
Yeah, BTD losing his... Again, I'm surprised he didn't go for his MCV. I think BTD should have camped himself. He had the Rhino numbers, he could have survived. He knew that Ed was down on miners. I felt like he could have afforded to throw an MCV out there.
Ed could still lose this game. This is still anybody's game here as these drones continue to get hit. 3 of them. It's gonna be huge.
4.
Oh my god, this fucking... Alright, we gotta nerf these things. We might even have to just completely remove them from the game, guys.
I think you're going overboard, Frank.
Sorry, Soviet players, but I don't think you need Terror Jones as well. You got enough. You got invulnerability. You don't need... Okay, so... who is winning here? TD is now mining gems in the middle, which is definitely going to help his cause. But he's under attack from his flank here. Being terrorized from the drones, and Ed is fully established here. He can still build off this barracks in the top right, build a refinery there as well if he needs. BTD continues to have the tank numbers here.
Hey, no, I'm surprised Ed hasn't built off that top right yet.
Ed is just in the back of BTD's base with these 2 rhinos, and the drones are going to clean that up. BTD gets another miner kill, and Ed is down to 4 miners mining absolute dirt here, boys.
Yeah, so it ain't over. It ain't
over until the fat lady sings. BTD has a surprising number of miners at the moment. No, he only has 4. He has 4 miners, but he's mining gems.
Yeah, so it's 4 versus 4 miners, and
Ed's broke. Should BTD just build the MCV? I think he has the time for it now.
yeah, I feel
He just build the MCV. Oh, he sold his service. He sold the service, but should he just build it? He's got the money, and I think he has the time.
I definitely think an MCV would be worthwhile here. Either that, or instead of making an MCV out of your war factory, make a miner or 2 out of your war factory. But with these refineries, you know, everything's going to turn to dirt pretty quickly.
This is still a very difficult position from Ed to play. He has not been able to utilize his MCV to his advantage to start booming up and get the miner count and get the eco going. BTD has just kept the pressure. He's just been dealing with the drones. He's mined out the middle now, so that's no longer in play. The tank numbers clearly in PDD's favor, and I must say that this might be his game.
Yeah, again, I'm surprised Ed didn't, you know, make a...
He's gonna go for it here. He's just gonna... going in, and these miner kills are good night for Ed. He could just sacrifice every single one of these tanks and just kill these miners. And wow. Wow. What a game on Heck Freezes over this was, guys. What a game. And we have ourselves, and what a series we are having as the Chinese takes the lead 5-4.
Oh, that was just insane. City Under Siege, Frank. What a... another map that... Does anyone really know the right way to play this?
There's 2 ways, I think, that I'm seeing. The one is just free war all in. The other is quick tech IC. I think you either go for the early game shenanigans. I mean, you can go drone in the flak, try to slow your opponent down, and then bring the flak back with a crazy Ivan, go for oil there kills. Or you can go Korea and double early Air Force Command before war. But who does that? Who does that?
Yeah, so we did see a game of Frank versus Woody on this map a while back. That was just incredible. Korea versus Soviet here was very interesting to watch, and I believe you did actually win that match, right?
Yeah, but it's a meme build. Don't use it. It was just a lucky, stupid game. France Grand Cannonball is probably a much better idea.
Yeah, I hear you. BornToDie getting those bunkers really, really quickly. Ed taking his time. Getting these bunkers. BornToDie definitely could have stolen a few of Ed's bunkers, which is always a nice advantage on this map, but did not do it. Drone out for Ed. What do you drone? You can't get past those bunkers.
You put the drone in the flak and you go for the miner just to slow down your opponent.
There we go. So both players doing exactly that.
TD built 2. So the service depot should be coming up right after this ore ref here.
Yeah. Okay, so TD's drone goes into Ed's Rhino, and Ed forgot about his flak track and just completely lost that flak track and the drone. So both players' drones not getting a miner. BTD at least getting a Rhino.
BTD spent roughly equal trade. BTD made 2 drones, only got a tank. Ed only made 1, but didn't get anything. So BTD has made 2 miners from his war. Ed has only made 1.
So Ed with the Rhino already out, but BTD also. And now Ed goes another miner out of his war factory, so sneaky, maybe forcing BTD to switch into Rhinos before he wanted to because he saw Ed going Rhinos and then sneaking in another miner.
BTD is going to go for the tech approach, and Ed is going to go for the free war approach by the looks.
Yeah, so Ed does get a second war factory up, and Tech is already out. Battle Lab is already out for BTD.
We're gonna see Tech versus Mass Wars.
There's the 3rd war factory. Is he building another ore ref? And is BTD making a Kirov?
That is the question. The nuke reactor is out, which I assume that means the IC will follow shortly. There we go. The IC is out.
Should garrison those 2 buildings on bottom to protect the IC.
So what's Ed going to do? He's going to go for the split approach here. He's destroying the walls at the bottom. He's going to destroy the walls at the top. Try to use his war factory numbers to his advantage here. And once the Desolators start coming into play, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, well, he has to, right? You go multi-war versus Tech, you need to be the guy making moves, or you're in big trouble. So Ed destroying the walls at the top as well, and these 3 Rhinos are really close to that IC.
He's going to get it. Huge split here from Ed. Going to get the Iron Curtain.
Wow.
Just like that, he gets
Yes,
himself in a
the
very
IC.
good position here.
Yeah, so if you go Tech versus multi-war and you lose the IC that you already built, you are not a happy person. Ed on 4 war factories.
4 war factories to 2, and he's just gonna try rebuilding that IC, but he's being split up top. This is annoying. He's gonna get the MCV kill here. Easiest MCV kill of his life here.
Wow, and BTD cannot make an IC anymore, and he cannot catch up on the war factory numbers. So the only advantage he has is Desolators. Can he use them to perfection? Loses another war factory.
Should ult that. What? Last war factory.
Oh yeah,
The last war here. This is
he
it.
definitely gets it, but he doesn't even need to ult it. He gets the
Oh,
last war
more
factory.
tank production.
So no more tanks for BTD. If Ed can hold off this attack, which he definitely can, it's over. So Ed getting another win, which means it will even out his score to 5-5.
Wow.
These 2 players
Player
pretty close.
defeated.
And BTD quits. Wow. So 5-5. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a series. First to 9, and these guys are not making it easy for each other. BTD on the left here, Ed on the right. BTD sending his first engineer up to the top oil, and Ed fixing bridge first.
Which is better?
Which is
I
better?
don't know, but I don't know. I'm a top guy, but fixing the bridge to me says maybe he's thinking aggression here. He needs to get his minor up gems, guys.
Oh.
He needs to get his minor up gems.
Yeah, Ed's miner not mining the gems. Now that hurts. There is a lot to think about him with tech maps, right? But definitely needs to get that miner on the gems. There we go. Going to the gems now. And he is going to have his power drop a little bit earlier than BTD. Don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. Drone out for Ed, drone out for BTD. Early game drones always so crucial. Can be a make or break. If you get your drone in, your opponent doesn't, you are in a nice lead.
Yeah, it's
Right
a
up top.
juicy little lead, yeah.
Oh, and look at Ed going 0. BTD making a miner.
So, quite the commitment here from Ed. Drone and Rhino straight on Pirate Bay. No messing around.
Serious lag here. What is it saying?
It's BornToDie.
BTD. That is unfortunate. Here come the drones. Oh, sentry gun. Whoa,
Nice.
Ed.
BTD goes another mine. Wow,
Wow.
no respect for his opponent at all.
No.
And Ed's gonna get this easy airport kill. Airport on this map is not that important though.
But it always helps, that's for sure. He isn't even going to get his first power drop off. We're seeing Ed's first power drop heading to the top left position here. And does he get this oil as well? BTD cannot let him get
Pretty
that
big
oil.
deal.
Pushing in here. Drone gets in. Power drop on the top left. We're going to see if BTD has to spam sentry guns in the bottom right here instead of dealing with that. Alright, there we go. Sentry gun goes up in the top left. And
Ed's just behind. He has slightly more tanks for the time being, but he's down a miner and a war factory, guys.
yeah, Ed is down a miner and a war factory. But can BTD really afford to go second war this early on? I guess so. He is on 2k steady, so he is doing alright. Ed's only advantage is that he has a power drop and a few more rhinos at this moment.
Oops.
Oh, but BTD throwing away a rhino?
His pickup. And on the move here, he might be able to slide up and get this miner in the north.
That's exactly where he's heading. Let's see if he gets it.
Huge miner kill here.
Oh,
Absolutely humongous kill. He's even going to try to engage this. I don't know, maybe he should have left. He's feeling optimistic. He wants to get more. Oh, he's just going to cut this tank off.
nice tank control out of Ed. Cleaning up BTD's army easily. And all of a sudden, Ed has got an army. BTD does not. More rhinos
Player
coming up for Ed.
defeated.
And BTD just
And
quits.
He doesn't even say GG, boys.
Woo! Definitely less options for shenanigans on this map.
Yeah, you're not going to see any crap here. You're going to see... Well, this is Ed we're seeing, so maybe he might just go 0 in pod. No one has ever gone 0 on Divide. So, will he be the first ever to go 0 on Divide? Stay tuned.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ed in the top right.
Yeah,
BornToDie in the bottom left.
Ed has advantage.
So according to Zhas, Ed has the advantage here in the top
Uh-huh.
right position. He can just build across the top, all the way to the left.
Yeah.
While bottom left doesn't
I
really
think
have the
Ed
option
should
to try-
play defensively now, because he has to abuse this spot. He has to play long game. If he rushes, he cannot abuse that. Like,
Yeah, on the
in
other
this
hand,
situation- This situation forces the bottom left guy to sell MCV rush on 3 war factories or 4.
I
Because he
don't know.
cannot expand everywhere, anywhere, man. He cannot expand.
Can expand?
Yeah.
You
Well-
can.
well, I mean, we have noticed that in longer games, BornToDie has had the advantage, in my opinion. Ed's war factory a tiny bit earlier than BornToDie's, but I feel like in longer games, BornToDie has done better, right?
We'll see. Let's see.
All right, so here's the argument I think bottom left can try to make, Zhas.
Mm-hmm.
So top left, oh, and Ed is going 0 on Divide. He's done it. Ladies and gentlemen, mark the date in your books.
Oh,
Ed
okay.
has gone 0 on Divide.
Oh,
Forget the
God.
theory, forget what spot is better. It's all out the window. He's gone 0, and he's coming. He's coming, boys. And he lost his first tank to the drone. Did manage to drone his opponent.
Yeah, which is definitely something he needed, especially if he's going 0. Slowing down the opponent as much as possible. BornToDie gonna respond with a mass of drones here.
Ed needs to make mine.
Yeah, and maybe Ed should switch into miners now, because BornToDie is already a miner
He's
ahead.
doing that. Yeah.
There we go. So Ed switches into miners.
Pretty good value here. It just jumped. We gotta nerf these things, boys. These things are ridiculous.
drones are definitely annoying, but they aren't a good strategy long term.
Ed managed to kill. Did you see that? He control clicked both of his tanks that were drone and killed both drones in his tanks.
Yeah.
Heads up play there from Ed.
Yeah, very nice. So no drones left over. Both players on 5 miners at the moment, and more drones coming out from BTD. So he's gonna come in with the rhinos and the drones. Probably gonna try and drone a miner, right? Micro, let's see. Can they click the tanks? The drones come in, move across, get into Ed's miner. Ed does win the engagement, but he's gonna lose everything he's got. And he doesn't. Yeah, does he save the miner? Very nice. So he does save the miner, which is great. It's what he needed. 5 miners to 5 miners, but no, sorry, 5 miners to 6 miners. So BTD on 2 war factories and an extra miner. BTD looking in a better position. So Ed going 0 on divide. Did not pay off this time. BTD was expecting something like that, and he responded with drones very nicely.
That's why you don't go 0 on divide.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ed's position not looking hot at all. 3rd war factory comes out for BTD, and the MCV move. Looks like he's going to move to the top left position. And yeah, not looking good for Ed at all. I do not know how you turn this around.
He's going to be dealing with splits as well here.
Really don't know what Ed can do when you go for a 0 strat and it just gets countered perfectly by drones. It's puts you in a tough position here. We are getting lag. Another miner out of Ed's war factory. That's brave. That is very, very brave in this position. Lag. BTD gets a 7th miner out off his MCV, and he has Rhino split in the bottom right here. We're gonna see if you can get something done with that. BTD out tanking Ed hard. BTD out tanking Ed hard. Ed makes a radar. I guess his Desos are his only hope. I mean, look at the tank difference between BTD and Ed. On both fronts, on both splits, BTD has more. Ed sending all of his tanks to the left. No, he is gonna defend the right side. Does get a sentry gun up. But on the left here, it's looking dire for him. It's not looking good. Goes in on the miner. Can he snipe the miner kill? And at what cost? Does get the miner, but he does lose the engagement at the top because of that miner snipe. On the other hand, he's got reinforcements coming in, and this lag is becoming severe. So now Ed needs to back off. BTD's gonna chase him away. Back to his base. And again, Ed's situation looking dire. Does have a Desolator out, but all of his miners are on the right-hand patch there. And that patch is running out. BTD, on the other hand, expanded to his 4th ore patch on the left-hand side here. Again, I do not see how Ed gets out of this.
Oh, this is utterly unplayable here. I mean, he still has a fair bit of tanks left. And a fair bit of miners, but I mean, this is going to take a miracle. His opponent has so many expansions. And this radar hasn't done a thing except take damage. It's on fire. He's gonna try to just do one last all-in. Here he comes. Drones are gonna try to defend at home. And he does out-tank his opponent slightly, but not by much. There is one Desolator here, and the miners coming in. Some of his tanks are getting picked off here, and this is just a matter of simply defending this push here for BTD. He's trying to get his last remaining tanks that he was splitting to try to defend this last ditch effort all in. He's going to bring some of his miners to help defend as well. and sentry guns, and this one is pretty much good night for Ed here. This is a desperate push. Can BTD hold? There's a lot of miners here from Ed. He's just going to try to click down the tanks. It's looking like an easy hold here for BTD, as Ed is completely broke, and the production of BTD is going to end up just cleaning this up here.
Yeah. I mean, it's over. That push at the beginning didn't work, and it just put Ed way behind. BTD was ahead of miners from the start. And
so we learned two things. We learned that never go zero on divide, and Ed is the only one crazy enough to go zero on divide.
Yeah, so BTD cleaning up
Should
here.
not go zero, damn.
And
I mean, if he
Ed-
was on bottom left, he should have gone zero, but not on top right. Come on, when you have advantage, in my opinion.
I'm not. You might be right, but I'm not convinced that it's the better spot.
I mean, that's what Max said too. Max can agree with me.
Max. Yeah, Max.
Wow,
Wow.
You have dissed Legend today, you have dissed Marco today, and now you're dissing Max.
I believe I dissed Woody and the entire
Yeah.
Chinese community as well.
Rank only since Woody.
Woody. So, alright, next map, let's go. Mayday.
Wait, Max, wasn't it you who said go for sell MCV if you're on bottom left? It was you.
Sex Malibu, my boy says delete drones from the game. Hell yeah, baby. We speak the same language. You got to get that unit out of the game. You know what? It's official. We're just removing them from the game. Deleted. All right, so Ed's gonna try his shenanigans conscript rush build here across the bridge. Now, this can catch your opponent off guard, but if he does scout this, which he definitely can right away, then he can just make a radar after war, one desolator, and this rush is spadoinkle.
Again, I'm a big believer here. First ref, then 3 war factories, and then start making refineries.
A lot of conscripts here. Radar
Wow.
after war, and this is not gonna.
Yeah, Ed with some serious
So this
anti-scout in there.
BornToDie, my guy, this war factory location is gonna cost him the game, unless he goes radar after war. These conscripts, I mean, that's just ripe for the picking there. There's the bridge fixed. The Tesla, this guy has played a little bit too much SFJ. Tesla troopers being. This is why you got to throw a map like this in the pool. We are seeing a Tesla trooper rush here from Ed. Absolutely love it. Again, radar after war, and this is spadoinkled. This war factory location is gonna bite BornToDie in the ass here. He sells that immediately. This is a heavy force. But he's just going for the trade, and the radar is up. Full desolators, and the spadoinkling is incoming here. And he's getting the MCV snipe.
Wow, that
Back at
desolate.
home. BornToDie. Oh, and the spadoinkle is here. So all the conscripts go pop a doddle. Oh, man. The MCV is gone from Ed, and BTD made that look easy.
Wow.
Mike Oz, you watching, buddy? You watching the pros play? Watching the pros play, buddy? Bottom is so OP, they can just fix the bridge. Take a note, smart man. Take
Wow.
notes.
Okay, so the score goes 7-6 for BornToDie. And I mean, what can I say? Two more wins, BornToDie.
Perfect reaction. Ed, that was such a high pressure situation. It's 6-all, and when was the last time you were fucking Tesla trooper rushed, right? Never in your life. Never in your life. And he just reacted. I mean, that reaction was just flawless. He went for the base trade, got the desolator up, that was impressive.
Yeah, well, it didn't work, did it?
Yeah, this could get interesting. This could get long and strategical. Both players just kind of get a battle lab up, get a squid in the middle to negate that naval force. And you could see both players fighting for the top and middle
Player
positions.
defeated.
We'll have to see. Ed has always been very aggressive, and he has been very aggressive this whole series. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of crazy, heavy aggression from him once again.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point BTD is expecting it. He's seen it. He knows what to expect. He's going to be watching Ed like a hawk and reacting to everything he does.
Especially after that last game, he's got to be feeling really confident. That was an absolutely beautiful game from BTD. That'll be a confidence boost going into Glowing Waters. And we'll see where Ed puts his War Factory. Probably by the oil here to try to put on some pressure to the port.
Yeah, I mean, left side usually should put their War Factory off the oil.
Your servers.
You think as allied you should?
No, you don't do that as allies. You'll lose.
Alright. Area.
Yeah, the Chrono Miners don't shoot. They don't have a gun. They're a liability as opposed to an asset when it comes to those kind of situations. They need to be safe.
I hear you. I hear you. You can't just chrono them away when they do get into danger. But looks like BTD going 0 here this time around.
Players going 0.
Also, yeah. Ed gets his Rhino drone. And BTD coming in here with the pressure. Another drone from BTD.
Ooh, the micro from Ed.
Wow.
Absolute plus play. Gonna get the Rhino tank forward as well. Huge moment here. This game and this series is both on an absolute knife edge here. Every moment is just as intense as the last. Both players are on... Okay, so BTD's just gotten his third miner up. He's slightly ahead with the build. Well, significantly ahead now.
Yeah, but the drone, his miner just got droned, and Ed did not get any of his miners droned, so he has to make a service depot now, which will set him behind a little bit.
So a roughly equal position here. So Ed's now on 3 miners with the bottom middle control. What will happen next? What is the play?
I do like that BTD is on 3 separate patches here. Yeah, oh, engagement at the bottom. It's going to come down to micro. Ed did not click those tanks. But he does win the conscript battle.
Gonna get the airport kill here.
That would be really, really nice. Sentry guns coming up desperately all over the place. And Ed, ooh.
Not
Wow.
sure what Ed was doing there.
Yeah.
BTD holds, and he holds on to the port. Huge defense from BTD.
Yeah.
Ed is expanded in the north. He's collecting those gems.
So that's 4 miners versus BTD's 3 miners. BTD fixing all of his rhinos, which will be crucial here, I think, at this point of the game.
The radar's up, and Ed wants to end this game with this push. He's coming.
Yeah.
Here he comes. The Desolator conscript push is coming, boys. And these conscripts from BTD are completely countered right now.
Indeed, with these Desolators as fodder, drones are coming back to try and snipe these Desolators. Gets one of them. Ed deploys the Desolator, gets all of the conscripts, including his own, but he did get more conscripts than he lost. Does he lose a miner here? He does. That's unfortunate for Ed. Although this Desolator just owning him out.
A huge value there from that Deso. Will that be enough to win this tank fight as BTD commits in?
Wow. Looks like Ed does win the tank fight, but only barely. I'm not really... Oh, I take that back. BTD comes out on top with 2 veterans.
Yeah, 2 vets. You might want to get a service depot and repair both of those. Ed is hungry. He wants to kill both. And BTD holds. That push was meant to go for a kill, but no. Ed has gone Battle Lab behind this. And is BTD ready for a Dreadnought in the middle right now?
Well,
I don't think he is, Snark.
I don't know, but Ed is down to 3 miners now, while BTD is on 5. So if he's gone for Dread, this Dread has got to count for something big because he is broke. And there's the naval yard.
Naval Yard's up. The Iron Curtain's up. I don't know about going for both at once
Yeah.
here.
Should pick one.
He doesn't have the eco to support both.
No.
This push is a heavy push.
Oh, but BTD.
BTD. Yeah, I almost had a.
And throwing away his conscripts there. I'm not sure what that was about. Pushing in here. Again, I feel like Ed, if he has the Dread, he should. And he can hold here with these conscripts.
War Factory's
the War
gone.
Factory goes down, but at the top here, 3 Rhino split. There is a second War Factory, and Ed is in trouble with his 3 Rhino split. Coming up the top here, he does respond with his own 3 Rhinos, but that means his army at the bottom looks minuscule.
And Ed hold. Stay tuned. The Dreadnought is doing the business right now. However, the moment if this Dreadnought is dealt with, Ed loses this game because he's so far behind economically.
Yeah, that's gonna radar as well.
The squid is coming. Here it comes. What's Ed gonna target? It might be. Squid's coming. He's not targeting anything. It's just spinning around in circles. No!
Red goes
A
down.
little more value, and I think Ed is now lost. Although he has an Iron Curtain ready. Excuse me. What am I talking about?
He does have an IC ready.
Ready. He's broke. He's so broke. He's got 2 miners mining dirt, and this IC is not going to be enough, guys. It's definitely going to get value, but he's got problems back at his home base right now.
Yeah,
He's going to get the FPV.
Okay,
Can he hold?
the-
He has drones to defend this. Should Ed just sell his battle lab immediately right now for drones?
Probably does get the Desolate out. That battle lab and ICR is going down. He should sell them.
Sell your B lab, dude.
Yeah,
And Ed is defending this.
but his
He's
MCB's
gonna
about
lose-
to go
he
down.
didn't
He
sell
gets
anything. Ed
the
gave an elite tank. That might cost him the game. You gotta
Oh,
sell
that
there.
is
Got it?
unfortunate.
Gotta sell, boys.
Oh,
The
he got
drones
the drone.
slipped in and got the elites. It just slid on in, and Ed gets the elite tank. He holds. He holds.
Wow.
War Factory's still alive, and Ed ties up the fucking series.
All
Oh
of a
my
sudden,
God.
He has no army. He's got nothing. He's coming in with that elite and the conscripts here. Yeah, it looks like
Ed
he's gonna
still
be
has a War
wounded.
Factory. He's producing tanks.
BTD has a War Factory as well up top, and he's also producing.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't think he had a War Factory left. Ed's really annoying Paradox is going to kill the battle lab here.
Yeah, the battle lab
Okay,
goes
so
down.
BTD can hang on, he wins. So perhaps an overcommitment to go for the War Factory kill by BTD. But Ed has an elite tank and an Iron Curtain here. The Iron Curtain is ready.
Oh,
Ed is ready.
Iron Curtain.
He's marching forward. BTD.
Yeah, the Iron Curtain will be the game changer here. As soon as BTD decides to engage, the IC will be used.
Sorry, I literally fell out of my seat there. As BTD desperately tries to hold, but what can you do when an invisible, invulnerable elite Rhino tank is just pressing forward? Not much you can do here, guys. And Ed is just going to clean this up and tie the series 7-all.
Wow, what a crazy game. Was not expecting Ed to win that. He was looking in a very weak position, and he just turned around. BTD overcommitted, lost his army, and that caused Ed to win. So the score is 7-all. These guys want to keep it close. They want to keep it interesting. The original Jungle Man is a beast of a map. So BornToDie coming in here with a drone. Picks off 2 dogs just for fun. Ed trying to react here. And Ed has a drone in the bottom right. Sneak it goes in. So BornToDie does get droned. Nice drone there. Can he drone himself? Sentry gun goes up for Ed. Ed is now on 5 miners. BornToDie also on 5 miners. 6 miners for Ed. I take that back. And RF. So Ed's already on the 3rd level. I'm loving Ed's build here in the top left position. Ed is going to target that drone. Going to try and escape from it. It does go in. So Ed does lose a Rhino, but better to get a Rhino drone. And he was already making a service depot. So he even saves the Rhino. So that drone was completely useless. And it didn't slow Ed down because it took it way too long to do anything. So Ed in a commanding, nice early game here. On the other hand, BornToDie is 1 miner ahead of Ed. So we will keep that in mind. Ed, we are getting a bit of lag here. Ed can try and push in here. He only has like 1 or 2 tank advantage. He is cleaning out those huts. And Ed gets a second war factory up, which is nice. BornToDie also has a second war factory up. I want to see Ed stretch all the way to the center here. We're gonna see.
Wait, something got droned. What?
I don't see any miners droned. I do not know. Path, do not worry. Yeah, he will be back. So 3 war factories for each player. I like how Ed spreads out his war factories. That way, you know, at any point you could just primary any one of them. And did Ed sneak in a miner?
Didn't notice
that. Because he was on 6 and all of a sudden he's on 7. BornToDie is already on 8 miners, and now that he places ref in the center there, and Ed moves his MCV after power plant. So, Ed looking in a strong position. 2 tank splits from BornToDie going to the top right here. Can Ed push here in the center? Does BornToDie retreat or does he keep going on with his split? Ed needs to push. No, these 2 tanks are heading towards Ed. Ed does notice. Ed does notice. He places rhinos to defend. BornToDie backs off with his split. And Ed deploys his MCV in the bottom left. So Ed has expanded. BornToDie has not expanded. But on the other hand, no, sorry, Ed also on 4 war factories. So both players on 4 war factories. BornToDie pushing again with 2 rhinos at the top here and a drone coming in. If he can get that mid-game drone in, that's very, very nice. Ed will defend this split easily. He's got 4 rhinos in position. And now Ed himself splitting 4 rhinos to the center level. BornToDie out of position to defend this. Looks like Ed is going to snipe a miner there. Gets a miner. Does he get another one? He should go for it. Gets a second miner. Does he get a third one? 3 miners. Ed just sniped 3 miners out of BornToDie. BornToDie with a 3 tank split down in the bottom left. Ed responding with his entire arm. Not sure about that decision there. No, he does split off a Splinter Force to deal with his split. Very nice. Saves the miner. So BornToDie just lost 3 miners. BornToDie is now on 5 miners versus Ed's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 miners. So Ed's on 8. BornToDie now gets his 6th one in the top right. So Ed is up 2 miners. Ed splitting at the top here, at the bottom, at the center. We got a 3-way split. Terrible tank control at the top split. Ed loses all of his rhinos without taking out a single one of BornToDie's rhinos. And it looks like
at this stage they need to start transferring miners to the other side of the map. Ed has already transferred 1. He's mining dirt here. He definitely needs to prioritize that. Then prioritize getting an ore refinery down on the second ledge here. As the 3-way, there's been constant 3-way splits this entire game. Definitely stress city here, just like the rest of the series has been. Ed has been gotten the best of him. There's 3 miner kills might be the difference here.
Indeed.
As we have a heavy split in the north coming up top here. Does BTD have enough? He's sending reinforcements up there, and Ed is going down in the middle at the same time.
Alright, so Ed gonna push here hard. BTD will be able to defend top, but can he defend center as well is the question. And now Ed moving his rhinos from the bottom to the center. BTD responding with a push at the bottom. So Ed needs to send that force back. The bridge at the top gets destroyed. And like you said, Ed needs to get more miners on the 2nd and 3rd level here at the left side. Oh, Ed going in. Nice tank control out of Ed there. Picks off a nice group of rhinos off of BTD. And Ed's army is definitely bigger than BTD's at this point. BTD pushing in there. Ed has more than enough to defend. No, he heads back. And now BTD pushing in the bottom. Ed needs to notice this because that's a big force coming down the bottom there.
Yeah, not really a problem for think he's in the complete driver's seat. Those 3 minor kills were a huge deal. BTD is adding in Desos to try to get some value to catch up in this game, but like, once again, he's going to get a portrait down here in the bottom. He's just completely out-tanking this game, and he's not in a position to get an refinery in a second level as his score ref right now at the top is really awkward. He's splitting up top, but there's a sentry gun and a giant army of rhinos waiting for him. And Ed is pushing down in the bottom here and just absolutely steamrolling here in the bottom right. It's been so hard to keep track of 3-way attacks all over the map constantly, and it looks like Ed is going to take the 8-7 lead here on jungle. Wowzer.
Yeah, so look at that prioritization. Taking out BornToDie's power plants first. He knows that he's low power. This will put BornToDie at 50% production speed for a little while, which will, you know, capitalize on Ed's advantage here.
Right, and you know, Ed is working towards getting this last and final patch here at the bottom, and just the economic situation for Ed is just so juicy. He's got 13k. I can't even read the number. He's continuing to get minor kills here. Another 2 go down, and he could probably split across this bridge, but he's just going to defend. And one wonders when Ed's just big push down the center to end this game is coming.
Yeah, it is a matter of time. I mean, with 13k in the bank, BornToDie on 0, mining, you know, all over.
And these Desos haven't gotten any value at all.
Yeah, hardly any value. Tiny bit of chip damage with that split in the bottom, but Ed achieved exactly what he wanted to achieve with that split, so that didn't matter. And Ed coming in a 3-way split again. BornToDie not having enough to defend in the center, so that split is getting steamrolled. Is bringing reinforcements from the top here, but BornToDie keeps taking these engagements that he's losing. At the bottom,
right.
though.
The split at the top here is gonna just...
Oh.
He want too many minor kills here as another 2 go down for BTD. Heavy push down the center and bottom here. Maybe he can get some sort of trade, because there's no way he's gonna win a straight fight at the moment. But more value from Ed here. The miners and sentry guns and 50 million rhinos coming from the top is going to be an easy hold here for Ed. Might even want to. He's got tons of money behind this. All he needs to do is just not die. And the reinforcements coming in, and this is going to be a lead for Ed.
Yeah, definitely. I'm expecting.
Kitaets.
Oh yeah,
Rhino? Here it is.
Ooh.
Army of himself, elite Rhino, and that should just be the only thing BTD has going for him right now is that Ed does not have his MCV.
Yeah, but again, Ed has 8 miners. BTD has 3 miners in the top right, mining dirt. So 8 versus 3 miners, usually. Yeah.
He's also heavily out-tanked and up against an elite Rhino.
Yeah. So again, it is over. It's a matter of time, unless Ed starts force firing his own rhinos. You know, with over 10k in the bank, BTD completely broke. No good refineries. It is truly only a matter of time. So very nice game out of Ed there, and again, it was like you said, Frank. You were expecting splits on this map, and that's exactly what we saw, and that's exactly why Ed won. Just one split that BTD didn't notice, one split that sniped 3 miners early game, one split that made it.
3 is that. At that stage of the game, losing 3 miners, it's remarkable he was even able to hang on this long, quite frankly.
Yeah, very, very true. So gotta hand it to BTD for a very nice game played. Ed with a huge force up top in BT next to BTD's MCV and next to his only 2 remaining miners there. BTD can push in the bottom all he wants. Ed has an army waiting for him there. And yeah, so Ed literally has 3 times the amount of rhinos that BTD has at the moment.
And 10k as well.
Yeah, top gets cleaned up. Ed brings in his miners, his father at the bottom. I don't need money. I got money. And he wins the engagement at the bottom
Player
wall.
defeated.
There we go. BTD quits. So, 8-7. As expected, conscripts coming out from both players. Early pressure map. You get 2 oils, you get a lot of gems. You have the eco to do something early on, right?
Yes, and we're seeing that right here as heavy conscripts from both players, but Ed loses some, and his are spread out. So he's going to be under pressure from these conscripts. Probably going to force some sentry guns at the very least. This dog going to put in some work, and Ed has more than enough. BTD should probably back off here.
Yeah, in this conscript battle, with his sentry gun, completely. Ed just wins that conscript battle. Drone goes into flak.
And the flak.
Yeah, but a drone also is from BornToDie on, but Ed clicks it, and Ed kills that drone while the drone flak comes in and gets deployed, goes into the miner. So BTD gets his miner drone. Ed does not. Where's Ed?
So that we're ref and get the service depot up immediately.
Yeah.
And the rhinos are heading in that direction right now. Service depot is up, and he will save the miner. Not the end of the world.
Yeah, it does put him a little bit behind, but Ed was behind on his second refinery anyway. So pretty much even, if you ask me.
Yeah, about an equal position here. We'll see how they proceed. Is anybody going to go for these center gems? What? Another drone from BornToDie. I'm not sure what that's about, as Ed gets his third miner up. So he's slightly ahead due to the service depot that was forced. BTD making a move here through the center, trying to distract for his drone. He would love to get that, but Ed sees it. Ooh, okay. Nice response by Ed there. But the drone is still alive. The threat is still on the field. And his position is still about equal, give or take. Second war.
Not sure about that. Does he have the eco to support a second war at this point?
Radar from Mr. BTD. Ed's gonna split him here. He knows one of these miners is still half HP. Would love to get that pick. And I don't know about this build from Ed. What is the second Tesla reactor? You're not building towards any expansions. So he's gonna go for a third war then sell? Is that his plan?
Could be, and not a bad strategy on this map, if we're being honest. At drone on the top right, still a threat, but alright, so here comes the cliff position that I feel is a bit annoying for the bottom position player.
And Ed's Desolator goes down. Still only 3 miners apiece. The series is on a knife's edge. 3 Desolators for Ed are completely out of position as that Desolator for BTD gets huge value, touching up all the rhinos, killing all the cover. Huge value!
Wow. Wow.
All the rhinos are now 1 shot less for his rhinos to kill. And we have a big split going top left here, though. This miner is ripe for the pickings for Ed. He can smell the series victory. He himself is under heavy pressure that he's going to lose a miner here at home.
Yeah, but that those Desos, you know, evening out the odds here.
Oh, he loses 3 Desos to 1 drone. Ed's going to get the counter kill here for the miner.
Yeah, it does get the
BTD
miner,
gets his 3rd miner up, and BTD is currently ahead 3 miners to 2. You got excellent value with the drone against those 3 Desos. And this split, these oil kills would be pretty nice. He would love those, but BTD won't give it to him.
Oh, those
Ed has to back off. Oh, but Ed's out of position in the middle. He's splitting again. He's trying to distract. He's not the greatest exchange.
Terrible in control there.
Oh, but a drone, a service depot immediately built, but that's going to be brutally punished.
Oh,
the miner goes down. Absolutely worth it for Ed. He's just been harassing all over the map. But is he severely out tanked though? He didn't make another ore ref, so it's an equal position.
Going away tanks at the bottom right. So yeah, roughly equal. BTD with a stronger, larger army at the moment. Both players down to 2 miners. Definitely roughly equal.
All in for BTD here. Ed sells a war factory. He's trying to get that is the win condition for Ed. Can he get a 3rd ore refinery up and hold the position? He loses the vet, gets sniped.
That's unfortunate. He's about to lose his oils. No, BTD backs off. Sentry gun goes up.
And they maintain the cliff positioning here. Conscripts. He's diving in against the conscript fodder. I don't know about that, ladies and gentlemen. That might cost him the theories.
Right there, that tank control, that fodder. Ed sells his MCD as well, but all of a sudden Ed has the army, BTD doesn't, and Ed is looking like he's in a winning position. tank control, fodder. That was all it came down to at the end of the day.
What a series, guys. But hold on. BTD is going to try to hold to the last man here. A lot of these tanks are bruised. Can he hold on to extend the series? I don't think he can. This is his only war factory. Ed, smell it.
It goes down, and Ed wins. 9-7 for Ed.
Oh, man, that was
Wow.
So guys, put the like for such
That was insane.
awesome
That
games.
was great. We got Ed in here. Ed,
There he is. There he is.
what
boys.
a series, my man.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah, and we got Ed in here. Ed,
man. Oh,
what a series, my man. That was just a crazy series, bro. That was just insane.
First
What's
Westerner to join the top 8. How does it feel?
oh, dude, it feels good. Here we go.
Yeah. Dude.
Woody must be
Little-
scared after that showing.
Woody scared. Starting off down 4-0, especially after that, quite frankly, catastrophe on Little Big Bang. What was going through your head?
Is that the one with the? Yeah, I know what you're talking. Dude, I thought I can deploy my MCV way down there. Apparently not. I was like, wait, what? Where do I deploy this shit? So yeah, that was already lost already. I haven't played that. I've played that map on Xbox way back in the day, but I just don't remember. I don't play it often.
This is why I'm surprised you didn't veto it.
Dude, I go with the flow sometimes. Except those random ass weird maps, that naval war and stuff like that. And to be fair, the what is that other one that has like it's 2 different islands on separate sides? It was like a naval war. He went like 4 different navies.
Yeah,
Ryza.
Ryza. He made 4. So Ed, you know what he did there? He never made a war factory.
Oh my god.
He made AFC 4 naval yards and then refs in between the naval yards. What do you think of that strategy? That's interesting. Either way, you are up against a beast. How are you going to prepare for that?
Who am I playing against?
Tudo.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm kind of familiar with him a little bit. Yeah, he's definitely good. I've played a couple quick match games against him.
What's your plan? I mean, you gotta get build orders down to perfection. These guys know these maps inside out.
Dude, you know me by now, dude. I never go in with the plan. I just fucking go and play, man.
I guess so.
I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just I feel it, and I just do whatever I feel like I want to do.
Yeah, man. Well, either way, that was a crazy series. So entertaining, man. We were on our toes the entire time.
Yeah, that
The
was man.
0-0 on Divide was questionable.
Questionable.
Like, all right, nobody goes 0.
No.
on Divide.
Come
Hold
on.
It's
All right. Hold on. Come on. Was it just me, or were these drones a little stupid? I mean, there was times where I was microing my tanks well enough. He like targeted a tank that I pushed back, and then 3 shots missed the drone, and then it just lands on me anyway. That was happening.
It's not you, dude.
Series.
It's the drones are ridiculous. Snark and I were talking about maybe just deleting them from the game.
Whoa! Do not include me in that. No. Frank, yeah, there was a lot of talk about the drones. The drones were insane for sure, but yeah, I did not mention deleting drones for the game. That is all Frank.
Yeah, they were definitely saving my ass on Heck until it was no good anymore.
yeah, that tech game was pretty intense. Yeah, so I mean, Gelki versus Frank is gonna happen in like what, 12 hours? 15 hours?
I think 11 so let's see here. Closer to like 20 hours.
Closer to 20 hours. So that's a series I'm looking forward to. Ed, you got your money on Gelki or on Frank?
Don't put me in an awkward spot like that, man.
In the bottom here we have
I mean,
Kyle.
no, dude. Honestly, Frank can catch him by surprise. I was watching Legend and Frank the other day, and dude, Frank was outplaying him every game. Like I watched maybe, I don't know, 10 games. I think Frank ended up winning like 8 out of 10. It was insane. He was just beating him, and then Legend says, "Thank God I'm not gonna face a try hard Korea or something like that."
Allied OP, yeah.
Yeah, Allied OP confirmed.
Allied OP, yeah. Tell that to Woody or Marco.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Goki. I mean, he better bring in his A game. If Piners or Frank brings his A game, it's GG, man.
Yeah. Well, Ed, you know,
We'll have
if
to
you
stay.
if you beat Tudo, right, then you are definitely getting a prize out of the winning prizes for sure, right?
Well,
Because we have prizes going down all the way to 4th place, right? And if you beat Tudo, worst comes to worst, you're 4th place.
is it like that?
Yeah, look at the bracket, man. Look at the bracket. So at minimum, if you beat Tudo, which is not going to be an easy feat, but I would put the effort
it's
into
not gonna be an easy feat, dude.
then
That's gonna be.
yeah.
Okay,
Then
I have one thing going for me though. When he starts studying my gameplay, I'm just gonna break his mind. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck? Who plays like this?" So he can't study me. He doesn't know how to counter me because I don't have a playstyle. It's just
I mean,
whenever I want to
once you're watching the games and you see the guy go 0 and divide, you just turn it off. You're like, there's no point in watching this guy. There's no point.
Yeah, so Mayday, definitely not gonna do that again.
Right.
That's
There was a few Mika's comments that were thrown around after that game for sure.
Yeah. So
yeah, Paf telling you in chat, Frank, if you're seeing this, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, take out Gyoki.
Wow.
Got it. Consider him taken out, bro. I'm feeling pretty confident about my game, but these Chinese players they're tough. These Chinese players are tough, man.
Yeah, no joke there. Either way, Ed, if you win Tudo, at least $125, and from there it just doubles until 1,000. But yeah, so well done making it to the round of 8. Really impressive.
I don't know if I want to play Korea. I mean, God, I was waiting for a good map, something that I'm comfortable on and that I've played before, so I can bring out Korea. But unfortunately, nothing's came up. Like, I mean, there's some good maps that, like, Desert, he beat me to it. I was like, maybe I should go, and then he switched, and I was like, oh, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just stay. You know. But South Pacific was one too. When he went Korea, I was like, you know, Allied. Obviously, you want America over Korea on that one. But anyways, I really want to bring out Korea, and I don't know if I'm gonna be comfortable enough versus Tudo. That guy's too good, probably.
I've tried Korea versus
Yeah.
myself. Didn't go too well. So.
Oh, you did it. Oh, okay.
It didn't go well. Nah.
All right. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. So 15 hours.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Either way, Ed, thank you so much for the games, man. That was really entertaining, and lots of luck with the rest, man. You got a beast coming up. I do hope you get some practice in.
He doesn't need.
He doesn't need.
He doesn't need practice.
Yeah, Ed. Well played, bro. Well played. Either way, we still haven't seen Woody versus Go Iraq. Let's see if we have a schedule for that one yet. There's still round 1 games that haven't been played, which is surprising.
All right, guys.
Didn't
Well,
he
anyways,
quit
thanks
from
for coming
tournament?
and everything. I'm gonna hop off. I'll talk to you guys.
I
later.
see you, man.
All right,
Okay,
man,
peace.
Ed.
Oh,
Well
by the
done,
way,
man.
Frank, don't forget we just 5-0'd Gino and West.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if they did that to us, they'd be mentioning it right now.
As predicted, by the way.
As predicted.
GG's. All right,
The
man.
next
Not in
target
that
is
conference,
versus Matt
huh?
versus Matt Max.
Oh, they don't want any of this. All right, later.
Catch you later. Ed.
He's feeling confident. He's feeling good. He's gonna have probably a victory puff and then go to sleep. Oh, boys.
Yeah. What did you say? Sorry.
Just taking a deep breath after that one. That was intense. That
Yeah.
was an intense series.
Yeah. So we got Frank versus Gyoki 3 PM GMT, I believe. Who else have we got? Quas has already played. IKBC has already played. Kintaja versus Young on Wednesday. BornToDie and
Legend
Ed
versus
just
Snark.
played. Yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna have Kintaja versus Young, and after that we're gonna have Frank versus Gyoki. I don't see any others scheduled, which will leave. Oh, I need to update a few more things on the bracket here, because Heldro got disqualified, and Gene is in the middle of a series with
And
Monster.
also,
as far as I know.
that Go Iraq quit from tournament, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Go Iraq quit, so Woody moves on. Is that what goes on there?
No. Bounce
I'll
was
play Legend Max.
Bounce was searching for replacement.
Got it.
Set it up, Max. I'd love to play Legend.
Oh really? So we're gonna have another series? Best of 9 or what?
I'd play. I don't know if Legend is down.
Legend, do you still in Legend?
Should be.
I mean, I saw Legend get it's 9 a.m. for Legend. Anyway, if we don't get a response from Legend soon, I'm gonna head off. It is morning here. Either way, Zhas, thank you very much for streaming.
Thank you guys very much for casting. Without you, it would have been boring.
I don't think you could have made that one boring, even if you really, really wanted to.
That was an absolute pleasure to watch, guys. Take care. I'll probably see you guys soon.
Okay.
All
then.
right. Catch you later, man. And Zhas, see you around, bro.
See ya. Thank you again. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to put the like if you enjoyed watching this amazing series. And I'll call it. I'm going off, not gonna stream anything. Thanks for watching again. GG's. See ya in the next live stream. Спасибо за просмотр. Увидимся в следующем стриме.